Podcast League now. Starring the Casablanca Kid. He turns good taste into bad. Movie hero. He has a stutter, but he's smooth like butter. And Pez, with the ability to Pez.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Podcast League. Now this is episode number 8, so we're slowly getting back into doing these podcasts again. I am your host, Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and I'm here with my co-host, Austin Pez. Howell, how's it going?
It's technically the next day where I live.
Right? Yeah, you're
so
doing a late one
now. So it was the 27th. Now it's the 28th. We're into Monday morning now. All right.
We're on 2 different days here. I'm still on Sunday here, but yeah, we're doing a late one today because my Sundays are like so up in the air. It's my one up in the air day where it's like anything's possible. Like my family could throw like a big family shindig. I could have work. I could be free. I could have some random thing come up. It's like anything's possible. So yeah. So, but it ended up I've been doing overtime. So I've been working like 52 hours. So I had to catch up on some of that and then just a bunch of stuff. But we're here for another episode with the two of us minus Chris Scott, Casablanca Kid. He's been working a lot lately, but we'll get him on here one of these days. So, so yeah. But today I just figured you can see from the thumbnail we're going to be talking about our favorite amusement park rides. We'll get into that in a minute. I thought that'd be kind of fun to just kind of break it down, just kind of talk about a day in the life of movie hero, a day in the life of Pez, just like what our average day is, and kind of break it down.
I promise it's not that interesting, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So like basically we'll just kind of start like how the average work day is, and then maybe like a day off. How'd you like your day to go if you could like just have a free day to do anything you wanted, you know? So yeah. But so we'll just start with you, Austin. So what is the average day like for you on a work day? What do you?
So lately it's either been, I either do basically an opening or a closing shift. And as you guys saw from the shows last week, I had a couple of closings, so I had to jump in on some of the shows a little later. But like if it's my opening shift, I work at a grocery store, I should say. I'm a grocery team leader. So I'm kind of like, I'm not a manager, but I'm like the head stock clerk essentially, so something like that. But yeah, if it's a morning, I do like a 5 a.m. to 2. So I wake up about 4 in the morning, get up, take a shower, do whatever, take the dog out and then head out. So I get to work at 4:45 and there you go. Still dark outside, obviously. And work till about 2. If that's my work day, I'll go home and, usually like if I'm working the next day at 5, I'm usually in bed probably about, 8 at the latest, unless we're doing a show. Obviously, if we're doing a show, then I just have to, I don't get much sleep. So that's just kind of the way it is. So, yeah. And I just have to push through. Yeah.
You're a trooper to be able to stick it out with not much sleep. So,
yeah. So if that's the case, yeah. But I'll usually come home and get something to eat and then watch a movie. I mean, most of my spare time is just I'll watch something. So whether it's prepping something for one of these shows or one of the ranking shows or whatever, it's been about where I've been watching about a movie a day still, not intentionally, but that's just kind of what I do because there's not much time to do anything else. But I will walk my dog, somewhere up the road. There's a couple of parks nearby, so I'll either walk her when I get home in the afternoon, or if it's a shift where I'm closing at 1, I'll take her at like 10:30 or 11 to go walk her somewhere. And with those shifts, it's about 1 to 10 or 10:30, and then get home. So I'll just eat breakfast in the morning, watch a movie, same thing, walk the dog, head to work. So that's kind of what it is. My days off are usually filled with cleaning my condo because I keep it pretty clean. I scrub my floors literally on my hands and knees, my wood floors to keep them nice.
Nice.
Like, I mean, people think I'm nuts, but like, oh, why don't you just use like a Swiffer or something? I don't know. I get Murphy's oil and like I just go to town on my hands and knees and just wipe it down. So
Swiffers don't really
that's what I
work.
do.
Like every time that I've had one, they just break and they don't freaking work right. They don't clean
Yeah,
very
and
well.
it
So.
gets like surface stuff, but you don't get a good shine on it. So I just get down and like with this Murphy's like all-purpose cleaner stuff and just do my thing. So I'll clean and do my laundry, but then I'll probably do 2 movies on my day off, or if I'm go to the movie theater or whatever, see something. Yeah, I mean a lot of it's just movies or maybe a trivia night or something. But lately, a lot of it's been the YouTube stuff. So it's always something going on YouTube. Like this week in particular. So we did Jacob and I did a show last night. We're doing this tonight. Tomorrow, or today, I should say, because technically it's today, 4 p.m. I'll be judging a battleground match. Tuesday, we'll be doing a tournament fight. Wednesday, I'm going out of town, but I might still come back to the hotel and do Henry's show. Thursday, we're doing a tier ranker fight. And then Friday, we might be doing a secret show. And then Saturday, I might be doing another show with Jacob. So I have shows literally every day this week. So that's kind of like the way it rolls. So, yeah. So if I lose my voice by the end of the week, and especially after Wednesday night when I'm at this wrestling show, be screaming a lot, and I'll probably have no voice for tier ranker on Thursday night. We'll see. But it'll still be fun. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of a lot of it just revolves around this. So like today, for instance, this was technically the first day of my vacation today because I worked yesterday, and today I'm off till next Saturday. But I watched The Master, and I watched part of Inherent Vice, but I don't like that movie, so I turned it off halfway through, and I got to finish it later because like it was a slog to get through. And then I watched There Will Be Blood.
Actually,
so I was watching stuff. Yeah, so I was watching stuff for Henry's PTA show, but I'll probably watch something else tomorrow to mix it up, a little bit. Maybe watching one of the video game movies or something, for that show, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And I haven't seen Free Guy yet, so I probably need to watch Free Guy, but I have it on my Vudu. But yeah, so that's kind of typical me, man. A lot of it's just revolving around the YouTube shows and whatever. I don't do a lot of social stuff. I go out maybe to eat with my parents once a week or something like that. They live right up the road. We'll do a lunch or a dinner or something. Go over there and let my dog hang out. They have a really big yard, so I'll just let my dog kind of wander around and lay in the sun. But yeah, other than that, no girlfriend, no significant other right now. So just me hanging out, man. So just being a single dude, just doing my thing.
It's kind of nice sometimes though. Like when you're single, you can just do whatever you want with your free time. You don't ever have to worry about anything else. I mean, it's nice dating someone, but someone who's recently divorced. Like it's nice to have someone there, but it's nice to have your freedom to just do what you want.
Well, and I don't have to spend money on anybody except myself and my dog. So it's just me. If I spend money doing anything, it's just something I'm doing or food I'm getting for myself or whatever. So yeah, I'm not spending anything extra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, when you drive to work, do you have a long commute or is it pretty quick?
No. My store is about 8 minutes from my house, so it's very quick. Okay. So sometimes if I need to, I can come home and take the dog out. But I have an older roommate who is kind of semi-retired, and he only works part-time, so he stays with the dog a lot. But okay. But yeah, so like sometimes I do. But other than that, it's quick back and forth, and so I don't have to. Gas is as expensive as it is right now.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry too much about that right now because I only got to fill up if I'm not doing any trips or anything. I really only have to fill up about every 2.5 or 3 weeks. So that's pretty good at least. But yeah, it's convenient.
I was looking at the comments here, just something kind of side note because we can take this in any direction. So Jacob says this. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I doubt it, but I mean,
no. He's just messing with it because apparently I was reading right before we went live. Will Smith went up when he accepted his he won Best Actor tonight for King Richard. I think it's kind of a career reward to be honest, but I don't think that's his best performance. But anyways, like a Denzel Washington type thing. But he went up and slapped Chris Rock in the face because he made a joke about Jada later in the night or something. So I haven't read a lot about it, but apparently it's a big deal. It wasn't a bit.
Oh, really?
It was a reason. And then he apologized later.
He was actually serious about it, huh? Wow.
I don't know. That's what I'm seeing so far. So I don't know. I've only kind of skimmed through one article. So maybe Jacob can fill us in and kind of see what the Twitter talk is right now, or what's on the
Yeah.
news stories. Fill us in. But yeah, so that's yeah. Apparently there was something that he did like on camera.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, I've heard Will Smith is like not always what he appears on that camera. Like he's kind of a weird dude. He's into Scientology and all that too, and like it's kind of interesting. I don't really know the dude, but I've heard kind of mixed things about him. I know him and his wife has kind of had a rocky relationship because I forget the show that his wife was on where he cheated on him, like with the director.
Well, they had that one like face to face. Yeah, she like cheated on him like at least once or a couple times or something like that. But I've also heard stuff with them where like they're really freaky. Like they'll go to parties at people's houses and like have sex in the bathroom and stuff. And like,
oh wow,
like weirdo. Like they're strange. So I don't know what's going on with that couple or with him. But yeah, I always get over. I know we're tangenting, but it's the podcast, so who cares? But I always get leery about these people who seem too nice. Like that's why I've always wondered about people like Tom Hanks or Keanu. Like, are they really that nice? Like, I guess some of them are, but like you always wonder if some of it's like if like it's an act or if they really are, or how they are like in private. You know, like if it's a facade, but I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But yeah, who knows with him? That was weird. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to read about it a little bit more tomorrow once kind of we get more info. But yeah.
Well, Jacob says Chris Rock made an inappropriate joke, and Will Smith went up on stage and slapped him. The broadcast got muted, and Will Smith was upset. You could tell Jacob didn't.
Chris didn't. But Chris Rock's also a comedian who's going to roast everybody in the audience, and you have to roast everyone. Like I'll have to see what the actual joke was or see the video of it because I'm sure it's up all over the internet, but I haven't seen the actual thing. But he's a comedian. Like
keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth, I guess.
But he probably didn't. He might not have even written the joke. It's probably usually they have a panel of writers writing all the little monologue jokes or whatever, or the little intro jokes. You know, it's usually sometimes the comedians do, but a lot of times, especially if there's a non-comedian presenting something, and they do some dumb joke, it's because they get like a panel of writers to like write these like corny ass jokes, So I don't know, like who knows, man? That's weird though.
Yeah.
So I have to read.
What would he have done if it was Ricky Gervais up there? He probably would have roasted his wife, So it's like who knows? So but like. And also, I want to know if like Will Smith went up there to accept his award and it happened, or he just ran up there at some random time, So
I think
who knows?
I don't know. He was presenting, and then he did a joke, and then somehow I'll have to see the actual video of it. So, but like apparently he laughed at the joke initially on camera, but then like slapped him later. Like it's weird. I don't know. So. Yeah, and they had to
never know
the broadcast because it's on a delay. So, yeah.
So we'll have to see how serious it actually was. If he was playing around, I don't know. Like, who knows?
So apparently he attacked her, or he did a joke about Jada being like kind of bald now or something, and it's about, but she has some disorder that causes like hair loss or something, and they thought he thought it was like an appearance thing that she chose to do or something. So who knows? I don't know.
Or like alopecia or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I wouldn't know because I don't really care about the Oscars all that much. I just look at a list of the winners the next day, and then maybe if there's something kind of interesting like this, I'll look into it. Or
I'll watch this video later before I go to sleep and like kind of read about it. But that seems to be the only thing people are talking about at the Oscars pretty much right now. That's like all I'm seeing, all the articles. So sometimes it's about the awards, or sometimes they go on a tangent like that or something else. But that's definitely going to be like the main thing tomorrow about what happened at the Oscars. But So, and I guess I don't know, like have they done Best Picture yet, Jacob? I know they run long, but you can let us know if they won yet. But while Jordan's talking about his day, I haven't been following it at all night.
Yeah, or like it's like Will Smith, he won Best Actor. I guess if like Best Actress, like I'd be interested in a couple of the main categories. But let's see. Here you go. He says that and Coda winning Best Picture.
Oh,
from
that was
his tour.
Jacob's favorite. Was he wanted Coda to win best picture? I know that was like his
Yeah,
favorite movie of the past year. So that was his
yeah,
favorite. So there you go. That's cool.
that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to check out Code. I haven't seen it yet, but definitely one that I want to sit down and like watch it. Like a lot of these movies, I have to throw on in the background while I'm working because I don't have a lot of time to watch them all. But that's definitely one that I'm sure probably has subtitles. It's got some deaf people, so I want to like
Mhm.
sit down and give it a proper viewing where I can give all
Well,
my focus
it's
to it.
making history too because Coda is the first streaming service picture to win Best Picture. So that's definitely changing
Oh
things because
yeah,
that was
yeah,
that Apple TV movie. So yeah, it's that's definitely a historical thing of we've had some Netflix movies get nominated like the Roma and things like that. So The Irishman, stuff like that. But yeah, we haven't had one win yet. So that's kind of interesting
yeah.
about Coda being the first one to actually win Best Picture. So that's changing the game for sure. It shows you that it doesn't necessarily have to be a big theatrical movie. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I figured that either come down to either that or maybe Power of the Dog was getting a lot of buzz, or maybe West Side Story just because it's Spielberg. I kind of thought so. Those were kind of my front runners. So yeah.
And I
But
guess Dune won a
so,
bunch of technical categories. So there you go.
okay, nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious to see how it goes because they cut a lot of the like technical categories out this year, and so probably is a lot shorter broadcast, I imagine. So I mean, it's probably over by now. I don't know. I haven't been watching, so I couldn't
I
tell
think
you. But
I think it's over. It's over by now. But I'd imagine even when they try to cut stuff, it seems like the show always runs at least 4 hours. I mean, they just always run long because of this, because of that. Things that go long, presentations that go long.
yeah,
I don't think they should be. The one thing I thought they should always cut is the them performing every one of the original songs because it's like
yeah,
it's one
they're doing
category, and then
all of
they spend 25 minutes doing all the songs from it throughout the show, which is like in this day and age. When I can pull up YouTube or Spotify or whatever and just look up the song and listen to it myself,
it.
like I
Yeah,
don't think we need to be spending time on the broadcast like singing all the songs. Like, I think No Time to Die won the Billie Eilish song. It's like, but I can go on YouTube right now and like watch the video for that. Like, why do I need to
yeah, right.
like watch you waste the time on the broadcast doing
Well,
that? Like, we all have a computer in our pocket. So to me
yeah, right.
personally, I think they could trim stuff like that.
I guess despite even cutting out some categories, as Jacob said, it's still 3.5 hours. Oof. Oh,
Well,
well, it is what it is, I guess. But
yeah,
he also says Troy Kotsur became the first deaf actor to win Best Supporting Actor. So that's cool. Like, yeah,
sweet.
I
Yeah,
support that.
I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of ASL and a lot of stuff lately. I mean, even it's ASL has been big. At least had a couple big movies every year. I mean, it's funny. I had almost forgotten about the watching There Will Be Blood today. That there's that storyline where his kid or his stepkid, whatever it is, HW, like has an accident, becomes deaf, and then is doing ASL at the end of the movie. So,
oh yeah.
even something like that, yeah. So yeah, it's been present for a while, and it kind of works its way into a lot of movies. But you think of something like Shape of Water, that was kind of a big thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a lot more prevalent the last 10 years or so.
yeah. I know a little bit of ASL because actually, like, I took a couple of classes. I don't remember much, but I know how to do like the whole alphabet, like A, B, C, D, E,
Hmm.
F, G, H, I, J. Like I can do all the like letters of the alphabet, or do like yes or no, like that kind of stuff. Like all the simple stuff, Or there's like mother or like grandmother. There's that too. So there's a few things that I still remember. There's a long time ago that I took that class, but yeah. So
There you go.
but but yeah. But just getting back to a day in the life for me. So basically, like for those who know me, I'm not an early morning person, and because of my job, I get to set my own schedule and basically work whenever I want to work. I mean, they'll drop jobs for me because for anyone who doesn't know, I do uh, retail merchandising. So I just travel around to a bunch of retail stores, basically any big retail store in the area. So you got Walmart, Target, you got Fred Meyer's here, and like Albertsons, and like those are all big ones here. But then you got Walgreens and Home Depot,
Mhm.
Lowe's, like all everywhere, Best Buy, like you name it, and like all go there. I think next week they're sending me to like Costco, Sam's Club, and Barnes and Noble. So like it's just pretty much anything's game. But yeah. So like if I don't have to wake up early, then I'm probably not gonna do it. So like, and also I'm a huge night owl. I'm usually up late, just prepping for a lot of these shows, trying to get a lot of the technical stuff, behind the scenes stuff done. And so usually I'll just throw on a movie just late at night, and then I'll watch that while I'm doing some editing or stuff like that. And then I'll be up late, like usually I'm up like pretty late, 2-3 in the morning, because I'm just a night out like that. Because I used to work in the medical field. I used to be a CNA, so I worked for over 10 years doing an overnight shift. About 8 of that was in the medical field, and then I had a couple of jobs at some warehouses that I don't ever want to go back to warehouse work. I hate that stuff.
I know. I did overnights for 5 or 6 years in my grocery job for a while down in Florida. Florida's the only one that still has overnights with Publix, the company I work at, just because those stores are so busy. Sometimes they have to do overnight stocking. It's the only way they can, get the shelves refilled is when they're closed. But yeah, like I did overnights for a long time, and yeah, that definitely aged me. Like I'm pretty convinced of it, because when I do that, and like I was only getting like maximum maybe 5 hours of sleep a day. Like I just had to get used to it, because I'd come home, at like 7, 8 in the morning, walk the dog, eat something, sleep from like maybe 9:30 or 10 to like 2, 3 in the afternoon, and then maybe get a quick nap in before work. Maybe at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, take a nap till like 10:30, and that's about it. So yeah, it's one of those things where I think it hurt me physically for a long time in the long run.
Yeah. Well, doing overnight, the only thing I really liked is that there's usually not any traffic when you have to drive to work at like 10 at night or something. Usually the roads are clear, so that's nice because especially when I did it up in Seattle, we get horrible traffic up there, so like it's bad.
And overnights, at least I will say, we got to bring like our earbuds, our headphones or something, so we can listen to like whatever we want. You could either listen to music, or that's when I was like really doing my heavy podcast listening, like when I was listening to like every episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, or like every episode of like Comedy Bang Bang, or like every episode of this or that and the other. You know what I mean? Like with literally, because it's just like I was listening, 5 nights a week. I needed stuff to listen to, so I was listening to like every single episode of all those things. So now it's like whatever I can just fit in on my drives, or like I said, on dog walks or road trips or whatever. But yeah, I do miss that, because I got really into a lot of different podcasts, like listen to everything, and yeah, not so much the music thing. Like I don't listen to as much music as some people do, but podcasts definitely. That's kind of where I got my love of it, was doing 5 years overnights.
Yeah, like I listen to a lot of podcasts too, because for me, like one of the things that I also love about my job is that I not only do I get to set my own schedule, I don't have any kind of bosses with me. I work alone. I might be the only rep within like 50 square mile of where I live. My boss actually lives in another state, because everything just done remotely, and so I don't really have to worry about any of that. So I just have headphones on all the time, so it's nice. I listen to like so many comedy podcasts. It's like my happy place, because like
that's what I said. You listen to like Theo Von's and Bobby Lee's and all those guys, like podcasts, like all the comedy stuff where they're just bullshitting for like 2 hours or whatever, just kind of
all of that
like
stuff,
doing whatever. Yeah,
I love that stuff. Like Bad Friends. This past weekend, I'm getting big into Chris DiStefano. He's another comedian from New York I've been listening to a lot of, and then of course Joe Rogan and some of that stuff, or like Andrew Schultz, of course, like all of that stuff. So yeah, so I definitely like doing that. And then if I have a job where I'm in one place for a long time, I can even just set my phone up on like a shelf while I'm like stocking stuff. If I'm gonna be there for like a couple hours, I can put on a whole movie. Like I've watched an entire movie just on my shift, which is kind of nice. So yeah, but yeah. So basically, I just like usually all like. Well, like the good thing is I don't set any kind of an alarm. I just like to kind of just wake up when I wake up. So like I'll wake up anywhere from like 8 in the morning to like 10. Like it just depends. And then I'll usually get up. I'll do a little bit of like prep work for YouTube stuff. It depends though. Like there'll be some days where if I'm running a little behind, or like if it's like day of, I'll have to do like even more stuff. Because usually for these podcast episodes, like Well, I try to make them pretty quality, so I'll usually spend like about like a good like anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours, like doing all the
Mm,
thumbnails, all the editing, like just coming up with all the lists, putting all the brackets together, all that stuff. Like it doesn't happen like that quick. Like it takes time to do all that stuff. So like
right.
I try to make it pretty high quality because this is something that I want to do actually. Uh, uh, for the long haul. So it's something that I take pretty seriously. So like hopefully down the road, like I'll be able to eventually be able to quit my day job. That's the goal, and just be able to do this full time. So I definitely have some ideas of like how to make some good money where I can make it sustainable. So, but it takes time because
Mhm.
YouTube doesn't make it easy. Usually it takes a couple years maybe of like doing it before you can really like make any decent money off of it. So you just gotta like, keep chugging along and eventually you'll get there. So yeah, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so usually I'll have some of that, and then I'll depending on my schedule because my hours are all over the place. Like sometimes I'll have short weeks, sometimes I'll have long weeks. Like this week I'm doing overtime, so I'll just have to just like get ready quick, just grab something quick to eat and then just run out the door. But there'll be some days where I'll like spend some extra time if I have the time, make something decent to eat. Like I'm not a very big on like eating out too much. I mean, it just depends. I don't like eating too much fast food.
I've saved
But
a lot of money this last month. A, because I've been trying to eat more at home, but I've also been trying to do this like kind of leaner diet, and,
oh
and
yeah,
and less sugar and stuff. Like I'll still do a soda a day, so this is my one for the day. I'm saving
yeah,
it for the podcast for my
yep,
caffeine, just
same,
because
yep,
it's my
that's fine.
caffeine. Because I don't drink coffee, but a lot of people that get into
Me
the
neither.
coffee thing drink like 3 or 4 cups a day. Like I don't drink coffee, so
Yeah,
yeah, I don't do that. And but I've been trying to do like I literally have only been to one. I went to Chick-fil-A like one time in the last month, and I've tried to cut that out like almost completely, because
yeah,
that's where I think I was keeping my weight up, and I think I've lost a little bit just by cutting that out. I just eat chicken at home, like
yeah,
chicken and vegetables is like all I eat,
yep.
and just like whatever, just little portions and stuff. So, but I've saved a lot that way too, because chicken is, depending on what it is, fairly cheap, and broccoli is cheap, and rice is cheap. It's a lot of rice.
Yeah, right.
Rice and
Yep,
beans are cheap, so
yep,
big bowl of rice, and that's kind
yep,
of what I stick with. So,
yep,
trying to lose weight for our trip a little bit, Jordan. Trying to trim down a little bit, make sure I can
yep,
fit on all the rides, no problem. Pull that lap bar down to tie it into our other top
right.
hat. Make sure everything
Yep,
can hit that green light when you pull it down.
can
So
fit.
that's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
it's not my gut, it's my thighs. I have really
Oh,
tree
okay.
trunk legs. I have these like tree trunk legs. So like sometimes the thing will come down and hit my legs. It's not so much my gut or anything, because I've seen
Oh,
dudes
yeah,
with
and it
big
kind of
guts and they're
pinches
fine,
down there or
but
something.
it's like pinches down into my legs. So, but I've always had giant legs. So, yeah, that's my problem. So trying to trim a little bit, but I've been
Yeah,
tightening my belt a notch or two a little tighter the last few
nice,
weeks. So that's always a good
nice.
sign. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's just the little things, Jordan, tightening that notch a little bit, a little bit more, things like that.
yeah, yeah. And that's one thing I've been trying to do too. Like I've been trying to find time to work out, but it just depends. Like my workout schedule is kind of hit and miss. It just depends on my
Mm,
work schedule. I'll have weeks where I work out 6 times in a week, but then I'll have some other weeks I work out 1 or 2 times. It just depends how much
mm,
time that I have. But the good thing is though, uh, that I've been living with my dad for now, just because when I got divorced last year, my dad's gonna help me get back on my feet. So I'm staying here, which is kind of nice because he has a big, giant house, big 6 bedroom house, and so it's just me and
mm.
him uh, living here. Recently, my brother's been living here, but that's just kind of temporary. That because he got out of a long term relationship, he thought he was gonna
Mm.
propose to this girl, and then it didn't end up really working out that way. So
Yeah.
so he's here kind of temporarily,
So
but
your dad's running like a big halfway house, kind
yeah,
of a thing.
yeah, right,
Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, not
but
an unofficial one. Yeah.
yeah, right. But it's nice though because I can use all his 4K TVs for like watching movies and stuff, and then like he has a whole gym set up down in the finished basement. So which is where my room is, where I film. But so like
Well, and
we'll
you
joke
said
about,
you're kind of way across the house, so you don't bother anybody being up late, doing shows or anything like that. Like it doesn't bother anybody.
yeah. So I'm on the
You're
opposite side of like
yeah,
the
you're on the
room.
opposite side of the house, so yeah, so it doesn't mess with anybody.
Yeah. So that's nice. So I can kind of be up late doing these. But it's nice because he has a whole gym set up with a treadmill, and then you got the big 4K TV right in front of the treadmill. So I'll use that quite a bit. Like throwing on some movies where one movie they're doing the treadmill, or he has a cool little stationary like Schwinn bike that the
Ah,
lady who was living here previously, she just had it and she left it here. Well, she actually left all the workout equipment. Actually, she left a lot of stuff because she passed away, and her family lived back east, and they didn't really have the greatest relationship, and so they didn't really want to come deal with the whole lot. So you got pretty lucky. You got a couple 4K TVs. You got like all the couches. You got like brand new appliances, all the workout equipment, and like, a lot of stuff. So he lucked out pretty good there. But yeah. So
nice.
uh, I'll use that, or even he has like a little rowing machine. I'll use that sometimes and just watch movies. So there's that. But that's only when I can fit it in. And then usually once I finally get out the door for work, I'm just on the road all the time. So I'm just traveling from job to job to job to all these
Yeah.
places, just getting them done as quick as I can. My work is a pretty cool incentive to make us go faster, which is one of their perks that I really enjoy about the job. So like let's say that I have a 3 hour job that they estimate to be 3 hours. So I'll get all my jobs on a little app, and then I just have to just drag them onto the calendar to schedule, and then it'll have all
Mhm.
the information for each job, and then they'll have estimated time. So like there'll be like a 3 hour estimated time. Well, if I can get it done in like an hour and a half, they'll still pay me for 3 hours, which is nice.
Well, yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's just the incentive
But you
to just
said you
go fast.
sometimes had, but you do have some. You said sometimes they go longer than the ETA, right? Like an hour
Yeah,
or two longer sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, so they'll go longer, and usually we just have to tell them like uh like that it went a little longer. Usually they don't question it. I mean, unless it goes way way over, then they'll be like, "What took
Mm.
so long?" Sometimes, but usually it doesn't ever happen
And you
really.
said, well, I mean, it was Walmart, and it's a disaster area in the back room, and you can't find
Yeah,
anybody or what you need to do, or it's like
yeah, right.
something where you don't know where
I'll
you're
do.
supposed to set up, or where your supplies are, that you're supposed to set up, or whatever it is. So it depends
Yeah,
on the
that
store sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, because like some of these stores are like really really prepared. Like usually Target's pretty good. Usually Walgreens, like some of those. But like Walmart, I don't know what it is. They do not know what the hell to do with their freaking vendors. Like you get there and you're asking the manager like where you're supposed to go. Usually you got to check in with the management, and then you got to find the right section and find certain things in their back room. And like Walmart, their back room is like nuts. It's just a giant mess of jumbled up stuff
Well, and
everywhere.
that's what I've
Uh-huh.
heard. We had two girls that got hired at my store and quit 2 days later because they didn't like how the detail of Walmart, and that they couldn't slack off because we actually made them work. And it's like
Yeah,
apparently like what they did at Walmart was like that place is such a mess that like they would only work while like their immediate supervisor was there, and then if like they were off, they would just go off somewhere and just like hide and like play on their phones for the rest of their shift and like not do any work and then
really.
just leave.
Oh,
So
jeez.
like yeah, and every time you go back there, it's just
Um,
wall to wall pallets of like stuff that needs to be worked, but like nobody really has any
or,
incentive to like work it. So that's why the stores look like garbage too, like the shelves and stuff. Like nobody
yeah,
cares. Yeah, that's
look
one of
like
those things where there's
trash.
like no supervision.
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I can
yeah. Well,
imagine.
the other thing is like I'll show up there and then they have a little sign in they want you to sign and they give you some kind of like vendor badge or something
Hmm.
and then like I'll ask for like certain sections or like where certain things are in the back. Nobody knows, so they're calling people on the walkie. They're trying
Hmm.
to get like three different supervisors. They're like passing me off from one person to the other. They're like, go back to this section and just wait, and we'll send somebody back there. And I'm like
Right.
standing there for like 15, 20 minutes. And at this job, time is money because the faster that I go, the more jobs I can get done in a day. And so I'm just like, come on, what's going on? Like nobody knows. And then finally somebody shows up and still the person doesn't know like what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. So it's like a lot of times I just have to improvise and just do the best that I can. And if jobs take too long too, my job's actually cool where they're like, we don't want you just standing around for too long because then we're actually losing money on it. So if you
Mm.
can't get it done within a certain time frame or like even get the job started, then just say that you weren't able to complete the job and just leave. You just go.
Yeah.
So yeah. So sometimes I'll have to do that, but I've gotten pretty good at it because they usually try to give me the mostly the same store, so I get to know all the management, I get to know where everything is, so it makes it a lot easier. So I can just go in there and they all know me. There's certain stores that I really like where all the employees are like really cool. We kind of like build a relationship, but then there's other stores where like I don't look forward to going because I know that the manager is a douchebag or like not very friendly or whatever. So it just depends. But yeah, so like basically I'm just doing that all day long. Sometimes I'm rushing home to barely make it for a show. Like as you guys have seen, like I try to time it close to the show. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
We're on Jordan time, and you know it's not tournament fights unless we start 30 minutes late. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, right. But every once in a while though, like send me on like little road trips too. So that's cool. Like so I live in a little town in southern Idaho. It's called Pocatello. So it's kind of halfway in between Boise and Salt Lake City. And so sometimes they'll send me to either Boise or Salt Lake for work, or they send me to like Jackson Hole, which is kind of like a cool little a resort town, and they'll put me up in a hotel when they do that, and they'll usually pay for all my travel expenses and all that stuff. Give me a little per diem to eat, like all that stuff. So that's kind of nice. So yeah, so usually I'll get that like every like 2-3 months, something like that. They'll send me on one, so that's cool. So yeah, and it worked out pretty good because when I live in Washington, I was living up in Spokane. I transferred it down here. And my boss, so because they do it remotely, I have the same boss, so it's super easy to be able to transfer because my boss covers all of Washington, most of Oregon, all of Idaho, and she's covering all of that. But they just added all of Montana and Wyoming to that, so she covers all of that. So it's kind of crazy for one supervisor to cover all of that because like well, it's a good thing and a bad thing because I'm someone who like rather just kind of like steer clear of the supervisor and just go do my own thing. But sometimes you got to ask them questions and you need to get things changed on your schedule or like different little things, and they're pretty hard to get a hold of sometimes. Like it's like really hard. Sometimes they'll go days and you can't get a hold of anybody, so you really have to improvise. So, but for the most part, it's really not too bad. It actually plays to my advantage. So, but yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like sometimes I get so now I live closer to family. So sometimes we'll have little family dinners. My family likes to get together quite a bit actually. So usually at least once a week there's something going on. So we'll do a lot of that stuff. But like living in a small town though makes it a little tough for like meeting friends, finding dating opportunities. So I just spend a lot of time with family. But
that's the same thing with me. Like I said, I live in Hendersonville, which is outside of Asheville, and Hendersonville is like a lot of people over the age of like 55 or 60. So it's like the only young people are like already employed. Just the people that usually either travel in from Asheville or whatever. And yeah, like my coworkers like are young, but like a lot of them live kind of more into Asheville than Hendersonville. And yeah, it's the same way. It's like even when you go to the breweries, it's like a bunch of dudes, with their straw hats on and their Hawaiian shirts and straw hats, things like that. So it's like, even the trivia nights, it's hard to find younger folks. You got to kind of go more into Asheville, but then you get into the, like we talked about in the other episodes, of the kind of weirdos. Some people that I'm not always vibing with, like Asheville is like Austin, Texas, and I don't really vibe with all that all the time. Like some of them are fun because they'll have cool restaurants or cool breweries or whatever, but the actual people that like hang around are kind of weird. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, well, usually because like. I've been on a few dates lately, but the thing is though, it's no one from my area. So I got to literally, if I'm going on a date, I'm driving 2.5 hours to Salt Lake City or like 3 hours to Boise. And then sometimes even just, I'll just make a weekend of it. I'll be like, screw it. I already drove this far. I'll just get a hotel for the weekend or something. So yeah, I've done that a couple times, but I have a lot of family and friends in the area. So it's kind of an excuse to like see people too. So I just do that, but We don't plan to be here long. I'm just kind of just staying here till I get back on my feet. Probably by the end of the year ish or so, I'll be somewhere else. I'm not really sure where. I mean, I'm thinking Salt Lake is what it's kind of like leaning towards, but like not right in Salt Lake, somewhere just near that area. But
you got to go to like a suburb of Salt Lake, like right outside of it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Because technically, I used to live there. Actually, was born in Provo, Utah, which is like about 40 minutes from Salt Lake. Then I lived in two other towns, Sandy and Draper, which are just like kind of suburbs of Salt Lake. So I know the area pretty well. So we'll see. But I'm a free spirit. Like I could literally end up anywhere. Like it's not 100% guaranteed I'm going there, but it's kind of like at the top of the list.
I know a way to transition to our next topic and what you just said. So you might be flying out of Salt Lake in September to come to Florida so we can go on an adventure, and one of them might include a theme park, which kind of transitions into our main topic is kind of what we're going to be kind of gearing towards. So like we were talking about how we're both big fans of theme parks is something we have in common. And you've probably been to some of the ones, over in that area that I've never been to, obviously. And I've been to the ones in the Southeast that you've never been to, which is why you're coming to Florida, and we're going to hit Universal, because I'm a big Universal guy. I'm more of a Universal guy than Disney guy. I haven't been to Disney in a long time, but I've definitely been to Universal a lot. I just think it's a more, not like adult oriented, but it leans a little more towards like more mature people. It's not as kidified as like Disney is, you know what I mean? Like catering to like 7-year-olds. I mean, they have some kid stuff, obviously, but a lot of stuff is more is skewed a little older, especially the Halloween, or because they don't have Halloween Horror Nights at Disney. They have like the trick-or-treating like Halloween nights, but like Halloween Horror Nights is like definitely for like adults, or at least late teens, or like they recommend nobody under 12 or 13 or something. Like it's not like you can't be 10 and go, but like they kind of recommend that it'd be like a TVMA thing, sort of a parental advisory suggested, but like that's what we're kind of planning on. We're gonna hit that Halloween thing while we're here. That's the thing I've been going to almost every year. I missed 1 or 2 years here and there, but pretty much the last 15 years I've gone almost every year to Halloween Horror Nights down there. It's a lot of fun.
I've been to Universal in California, but it hasn't been since the 90s. So back then they still had E.T., they still had Back to the Future when I went. So they had all of that out in California. But I've not been to the Universal in Orlando. So that'll be my first time. So I'm excited. So.
Yeah, well, they still have the oldest ride they still have at Universal is the ET ride is still there. So that's still up and running. The Back to the Future stuff converted into part of Simpsons Land. So everything is Simpsons in that area. So they have like the actual Back to the Future ride is now the Simpsons ride. But the stuff around it is like, it's basically Krusty Land. So it's like a Krusty Land theme park thing. And you can go to Moe's Tavern, and you could, you can do like a taco truck. They have like a donut stand for like the big donuts and things like that. So you go get Duff beer and all that jazz. So,
nice.
But Jaws used to be there, part of Amity Island, used to be like a section, but that all got folded. That all got folded into the Harry Potter Diagon Alley over there. So that got folded into that. So that's the main section over there. But the Harry Potter stuff is both parks, the islands and the regular. It's split because Universal Studios is Diagon Alley, and then Islands of Adventure has Hogwarts, like the actual Hogwarts castle and all that stuff. So that's kind of how it's split. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So it should be a good time. Looking forward to all of that. So like I always kind of thought that like we could kind of just see like, so what theme parks have you been to? Have you been to very many?
Okay, so yeah, I've been to a decent amount because I've been to pretty much all the ones in Florida. So I've been to Universal, like I said, I've been to Disney, I've been to Busch Gardens in Tampa. That one's been a while. I probably haven't been in 15 years, but I've been to Busch Gardens in Tampa. And then outside of Florida, I've actually been to Wild Adventures, which is a smaller one in Valdosta, but it's kind of famous because the theme park they go to in the movie Zombieland was filmed at Wild Adventures in Georgia. So all that stuff there. So I've actually been on the ride, so they go on there, and I've walked around that spot. So that was filmed at Wild Adventures. Pacific Playland. Yeah, it's called Pacific, saying it's in California, but it's actually in Valdosta, Georgia. That's where they did that that. So and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You got to like, you're going on like I-75, like towards Atlanta, and you get off this exit, and then like the amusement park's like 5 miles off the highway. Like it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's like way back in there. So yeah, I can only imagine like when they filmed it, you know, they were filming it at night, you know, when the place was closed, but they probably had to rent out whatever, you know, hotel was right off the highway for the entire, you know, crew of the movie. You know what I mean? They probably rent out the Holiday Inn or whatever. You know, it's right off the highway. So yeah. But I've been there. I've been to the Six Flags in Atlanta. I've been to a couple other Six Flags. I've been to the Six Flags in Dallas. I've been to the Six Flags in Houston. I've been to the one in, I think there's one in San Antonio as well. I've been to a lot of the Six Flags locations. And then the only one I haven't been to near me, but just because they're kind of one of those seasonal parks. They don't really open except for like from like April to October, and that's Carowinds over in Charlotte, which is only 2 hours away, but I haven't been there yet, just because, again, it'd be cool if they were open in February or something where I could go randomly.
Yeah, right.
They only open there. Oh, and I've also been to Cedar Point up in Ohio, which is kind of the roller coaster capital of the country. Like they have like most roller coasters out of it. They have like 15
I really
roller
want to go there.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's a crazy place.
It's on my theme park bucket list just to go visit all of that stuff over there.
Yeah, well, it's cool. My dad and I went to we did like a guys trip, you know, for like a week. So we flew into like Cleveland, and we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. Then we drove to Cedar Point and did a couple of days at the Cedar Point Park, and then we went over to Canton, Ohio, and did the NFL Hall of Fame. So that was
nice.
pretty cool, because that's where the Football Hall of Fame is, and that place is great too.
That'd be awesome, because I've always wanted to like visit all the like Hall of Fame, basketball, baseball, football, or like even the comedy Hall of Fame, like all that stuff. Yeah.
Even the football one, I'm only kind of a casual fan, but like that museum was great. Like it was very, very cool, and the rock and roll one was cool too. The only thing that sucked was the featured, like they do like a featured, you know, wing, you know, that they change every couple of months, and the one that month was Bob Dylan, and I'm just not really a big Bob Dylan fan. So you know, I was just like, whatever, but that's okay. But other than that, it was fine. But yeah, Cedar Point is great. It's literally, if you're an adrenaline, you know, roller coaster junkie, that's the place to go, because it's like nothing but roller coasters. So yeah, in my older age, I need to take Dramamine before I go do a bunch of roller coasters, because I think I'm starting to get like motion sickness on roller coasters specifically. But I can't do them as frequently as I used to when I was like 16. Like as far as like just going on them over and over and over and over and over again, I still do them, but just, you know, the repeated things. But yeah, but Universal has a cool roller coaster called Rip Ride Rocket, which is a one where they blast music in the seat, you know, while you're doing it, like a rock music and stuff. So that's a lot of fun, and it's a cool, unique roller coaster. You know, obviously Islands of Adventure has like the Hulk roller coaster, which is good, and a couple other. They have the Hagrid motorbike roller coaster, which is pretty awesome, and then the new Velocicoaster in Jurassic Park is pretty great. Like it's a pretty dope roller coaster. So nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, excited to check all that stuff out down there, and probably like that won't be my only time going there, because I've been trying to track all the progress of the Epic Universe that they've been building. Where they're going to have like a How to Train Your Dragon Land. We're gonna have some more Harry Potter stuff. They're gonna have Nintendo Land. All that stuff's gonna
the Mario stuff. Yeah, they're building it right now. I think they're tracking to open it up either in 23 or 24. So we'll keep track on that. But that should be fun. But cool. The Halloween Horror Night stuff is great, because they keep most of the same rides open at night as well. Not all of them, but the major 5 or 6 of them. But yeah, and then there's just 8 or 10 of the the haunted houses, and they're really detailed. They're a lot of fun. They do cool shows, in the park, for the things too. They changed it up. They stopped doing the traditional Bill and Ted's Halloween Adventure, which used to just be more of a comedy thing, them kind of parodying stuff throughout the year, celebrity stuff or news stories throughout the year. And it was more of a freak show kind of a thing. So it was like crazy dancers and like guys who did like fire, tricks and all that kind of stuff. And the people who do the rope dances, they hang on the ropes and spin around, really fast, and tricks with metal rings and all kinds of, it's more like a freak show thing with heavy metal music and stuff, but it was still cool. They kind of switched it up this year, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love all that stuff just because like I'm one of those guys that like wants to like experience like everything in the park. So it's like as
Hmm.
much as I can do, like I'll go on like all
Well,
the top rides, I'll go on the rides in between, I'll go on
yeah.
even some kid rides from time to time.
Well,
So
I'm your guy for as far as Universal goes because I've been going to Universal steadily, like I said, since I was a kid. There was many years where I had an annual pass, so I know all the ins and outs of that place.
nice.
It's definitely my jam. Like I could walk around that place blindfolded and pretty much know where I am. So like it's pretty great.
That's definitely what I
Yeah.
need.
So
Yeah,
you got the right tour guide as far as that goes
nice.
to show you all the nooks and crannies of everything. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun and. We'll try to hit a few things on the way back, but yeah, all the rides are great. Men in Black is a lot of fun. Even ET is still just old school, cool. You know, just old animatronics and things, and yeah, and Islands of Adventure is a blast too. So yeah, it's good stuff. Even City Walk is cool. The actual place you have to walk through to get to
Oh yeah,
Universal has all the
yeah,
restaurants and the shops and a movie
nice.
theater, and that's all pretty cool as well. Sometimes I'll leave the park and catch the movie theater shows a lot of old school movies almost every night. So I've seen The Thing there, I've seen Beetlejuice there, I've seen
Oh nice.
you know
Nice.
some old movies. You know, just they'll show them randomly at like 10 o'clock at night or something. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for that because I know that like when you have someone who actually knows the park,
Hmm.
like they'll know how to do it right. Because like some people they just kind of wander in there, they don't know where everything is, they don't know the best way to do it. But like sometimes you want to get in there quick, you want to get to certain rides first, you want to like
Well, the
do it in
key,
like a certain
Jordan,
order,
the
you know.
key is to get there when they open, and you walk right to the back to Men in Black and The Simpsons and Harry Potter, and you do all that stuff first in the back of the
Okay,
park, and then you work your
nice.
way forward as everybody else moves their
All the
way
stuff that gets
backwards.
crowded first. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you do other shows that are near shows that are, you know, show times they start, and you do other things near there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I know they're the Mummy indoor roller coaster. They're kind of uh, not remodeling, but they're like touching up things. You know, they're kind of doing like a month long remodel or what. You know, just kind of sprucing it up a little bit. But it'll be back open by the time we get there. But they've got it closed right now for that.
Oh
You know,
nice.
just probably paint, you know, fixing some things. But yeah, that ride is great. Like there's all kinds of cool stuff. The shows are good. There's a show called the Horror Makeup Show there, which I'm a big fan of. That I
Nice.
actually see a couple of times every time I go down there, just because I think it's a
Nice.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's good stuff. They have a Blues Brothers street show where they have two guys that are the Blues Brothers, kind of do a little medley of songs. Like that's always fun.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to see everything, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely your guy. So
Yeah.
the only show you can probably flip a coin on is if you really want to go see every show, you can go see the Barney sing along in Barney's Playland
There
if
you
you're a
go.
fan.
Bring back my like way back childhood when I was like 5 or something or
Right.
4 or something. But,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's way back by the Woody Woodpecker roller coaster ride in the
Oh,
very back
nice.
of the park.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you probably know which ones are like which rides aren't really worth your time either. Because I'm sure there's always a couple that are just kind of like, oh, that's for kids. Like skip
Yeah,
that one, you
yeah,
know.
there's definitely some kid stuff, but most of the rides are pretty worth it. I know you're a big Spider-Man fan. The Spider-Man ride
Yeah,
that's at Islands is a lot of fun. They actually revamped
nice.
that one a few years ago. They updated the graphics, like the actual the animated stuff you see throughout the ride, because it used to look like Nintendo 64 graphics, and they finally upgraded
Oh,
it to like 4K, you know, good graphics.
yeah,
But yeah, but yeah, that ride's a lot of fun because I know you're a Spider-Man fan. Even the line
yeah.
going through it, I like Universal because even some of their lines are interesting to even walk through. Like the actual Spider-Man one, you're winding your way through the Daily Bugle.
Oh,
So
nice.
like when you're going through, like
That's
you'll go
cool.
through a room where you have all the different computer stations set up, and then like you also have a continuous, you know, movie running kind of the backstory of the ride, you know, but it looks like the animated series from the 90s. So that's a lot of fun, you know, that they had for Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
you'll kind of weave your way and you know, see Jonah Jameson popping up, you know, like yelling at people and you see
Nice.
different headlines of just stories, but it's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
When you go into Hogwarts and Harry Potter, you know, I'm not, and you know me, I'm not even that much of a Harry Potter fan, but like the ride
Yeah,
stuff is awesome. The ride
yeah.
stuff is great. And when you're going through the line for Hogwarts, I mean, they have like the portraits, like the paintings on the wall that talk to you. They're all having conversations with each other. Like the paintings are, all
Yeah,
talking to each other, and they have like the holograms of the characters, doing stuff throughout the different rooms, and like it's
that's
all
cool.
interesting and it's all cool.
Nice.
So it's not like some of Disney's lines are just old school, where literally you're just like standing there for like an hour, just like winding in and out of
Yeah,
turnstiles. But like
yeah.
Universal actually tries to make it to where there's like something to see and something interesting even when you're waiting in line. So that's why I like them a lot as well.
Yeah, with the exception of Star Wars Land, my family went there and they said it's like those actually, since it's a newer park, like the lines are cool. They
Mm-hmm.
got everything there, but yeah, like I'm one of those nerds. Like I'll go on to like YouTube and I'll watch people go on rides and like even stand
Right.
in line. I was watching the one for the Mummy ride, and like even the line for that looked pretty cool. They got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
almost
No,
like
you wind through. You're going through like almost a tomb, like in the movies. Like you're winding through, and there's different things you can like stick your hand in this one thing, and it'll like not zap you, but it'll like spray the air at you, stuff.
oh yeah,
And yeah, there's kind of a storyline for that one you see on these videos. And the Simpsons one, you're basically like watching like not a Simpsons episode, but it's like you're watching this storyline of the Simpsons like going to Krusty Land, like in the thing, like and it's
oh
unfinished. So
nice.
there's all these like little bits, you can watch throughout the whole thing, and some animatronic stuff. And Men in Black one has an interesting thing where you're weaving your way like through the actual headquarters, kind of like in the movie. Like they actually make an effort to try to make it interesting, to seem like
Yeah,
even the
yeah,
lines are
nice. That's
interesting,
awesome.
which I appreciate stuff like that. So it's not just you're just standing in a rope line or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we will be doing some travel vlogging too, so you can watch for that. We'll probably post a few
Mm-hmm.
things on the channel too. I want to try and get some like cool camera, well, like a cool camera at least to do some of that, and maybe a couple of those like mics we can like clip on, or wireless ones maybe. But
Yeah.
we'll kind of say it depends how much money I'm spending on the trip overall.
Hey, if not,
we'll see.
we'll just go old school. We can each whip out our phones for a minute or two, just do some quick, here and there. It's just talk, find a quieter place to kind of make a quick video, and we'll make do. You know what I mean? We'll have
Yeah.
fun, and then if we need to, we can sit down and on a phone into the hotel room and talk about our day, afterwards, just on the phone.
Yeah.
So like it's all good. We'll make it work.
Yeah,
We'll do
for
some
sure.
vlogs, make it work. Do like a recap. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
because
looking
in the
forward to
long
that.
run, for the channel, like way down the road, maybe like years from now, I eventually want to do a lot of travel vlogs and like just like travel like everywhere that I can, and just bring a camera along for it and kind of visit these places, and then we can give you tips too. We can tell you like what the best places to visit, what the best things to do, best places to eat, all that kind of stuff. We can give you some of those. So yeah, that should be a fun time. But yeah. For me, though, for theme parks, like I definitely want to try to visit more. I don't feel like I've really been to that many, so I'm kind of working on it. But I've only been to one Six Flags, which we used to call it Six Flags Marine World. It's in California, but they now call it Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, because I think they like slowly phased out all the Marine World stuff. Because when I was a kid, I used to go visit my great grandma who lived over there, and she was retired, so she just spent all her retirement money on her grandkids, which was pretty cool. So we went to a Marine World, which was originally kind of like SeaWorld. Then it got bought out by Six Flags, so it's Six Flags Marine World. Now it's Discovery Kingdom, because I think they're trying to phase out a lot of like having dolphins and whales in too much
Yeah,
captivity.
that's the one thing is I haven't been I've been to SeaWorld down in Orlando, but I haven't been in probably 10 or 12 years to SeaWorld as well. Because yeah, the thing kind of ever since I saw Blackfish, I don't know if you ever saw that Blackfish documentary,
Oh yeah,
kind of about like SeaWorld and about like how those like whales and stuff live. Like I don't know if I can like really support that, because I'm like an
yeah,
animal guy, and it's just
yeah,
unfortunate. I wish SeaWorld existed. Like they have some rides that are actually cool. And if it was just like a ride thing, and maybe they had like, just like some of the smaller animals, that don't need like a giant, place to live or whatever, like the orcas and stuff, like it would be okay. But yeah, like that and the dolphins, like it's not a good situation. So
yeah.
but yeah, I've definitely been there, but it's been a long time. But yeah, I do like aquariums though. Like there's a great one in Atlanta that I've
Yeah,
been to several times that we might stop at on our way back. Like it's pretty
yeah,
cool. But yeah, all the
that's
exhibits
cool.
are enormous. Like they're
Yeah.
gigantic. It's a huge aquarium, and it's very very cool. But
I
I do
looked it
enjoy
up and they
stuff like that.
say this is the biggest aquarium in the United States. So yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
and
definitely
it's very very cool. Like it literally takes you like 2 or 3 hours to like get to everything. Like it's pretty cool. So
nice, nice.
and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, like sadly, when I lived uh, uh, in Spokane, just across the border in in Idaho, they have a theme park called Silverwood. I only lived in Spokane about 8 months or so, 8, 9 months, and
Mhm.
my ex wife said she was going to take me there as a Christmas present, so I kind of held off. She's like, "Yeah, when it warms up, I'm gonna take you there." And then as a relationship slowly deteriorated,
Mhm.
she's like, "I'm not taking you there." Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right.
Mhm.
So I never got to go there. So one of these days, I want to get up there and actually go to Silverwood because I heard that's decent. They got a little water park there and like a bunch of like really cool wooden roller coasters. It's kind of like known to be like a big place for all the wooden roller coasters. So they got like like 5 or 6 of them up there. So I have to go. I checked that out. But I have been down to Lagoon. There's a little theme park that's in just outside of Salt Lake that's got some cool stuff. They're finally starting within the last 10 years to really get into the really super fast roller coasters. Like they're big claim to fame. This ride called the Colossus that had a double loop to loop. That was the first time that I ever went on a roller coaster that went upside down. I was like, I think I want to say I was
Oh
like
yeah.
7 or 8 years old, something like that.
Hmm.
So, but then they added this other one. I forget what it's called, but it's essentially this thing where they shoot you off. So like you're like 0 to 80 miles an hour in like 3.5 seconds, something like that. Then you go like straight up this thing. Then you go like straight down, but then like invert. So you're going inwards. You
Hmm.
go inward, and then you go down this thing that goes underground and like comes back out. So that's a pretty cool ride. So they got that, and then they got a pretty cool water park over there too. So I've been there, but those are such. Oh, and then when I was a kid too, I've been to Disneyland. I've been to Universal in California, but it hasn't been since the '90s. So like literally, when we went to Disneyland, they had a bunch of the Disney Afternoon characters walking around. So you had like the guys from Tailspin, that like Darkwing Duck.
Right.
You had like Goofy and Max with his son like walking around, and Pete, like all those guys. So
Mm.
yeah, so that was kind of interesting. I did Chippendales Rescue Rangers and like all that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's kind of why also, and when we were talking about this trip, I thought Universal, just where you are in life, might be up more your alley because it does have The Simpsons and Harry Potter and Spider-Man, some of the
yeah,
Marvel stuff, and like, a little more like Jurassic Park, things you're a little more like interested in at this stage in your life, not as much like Disney characters
yeah,
and like
yeah.
cartoon shit, like, so that's why I thought like the theming would be a little more up your alley, maybe a little more interesting because I know you're a massive Simpsons fan, you're a massive Spider-Man fan, like you're a pretty big Harry Potter fan. I know you're not as
Yeah.
big as some of
Oh
the other
yeah.
people, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
things like that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that might be
Oh
kind
yeah.
of more of your interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember the first time that I went to Disneyland, like I was obsessed with like filling out this little autograph book. So I literally tried to see how many
Mm.
characters I could meet and get it signed, all that stuff. I'm actually a pretty big Pluto fan. If I were to pick one, because uh, I kind of low key collect Pluto stuff. So I got my little like porcelain bobblehead that I got from Disney World. This is when I went to Disney World in like 2005. We went, so I
Mm.
got I got that there. But yeah, so I've been to Disney World, but it's been at least like like probably 15 years since I've been to Disney World. And when we went there, like my family just decided to do like an all Disney World trip. So we went for like 4 days because they got 4 parks. So you kind of got it
Hmm.
if you go to Disney World. So we did that. But then also too, like going back to Six Flags too. Six Flags are more the ones that they have all the DC themed ones. Like the Six
Hmm.
Flags I went to, they had Batman the ride. They had a like Joker ride, and then they had a Superman ride too.
Yeah,
So
the Atlanta one still has a lot of the DC stuff. They still have a Batman roller coaster. I think they have a Joker and Mr. Freeze roller coasters as well.
okay,
And yeah, Like there's a few other ones. There's one in Kentucky that has a Superman flight thing. It's like one that shoots you off and you go like straight up, like and
Oh
they
yeah.
go straight back. But yeah, they have they have the partnership with DC, so it's kind of interesting because and it's funny. I was going to say, you know how like Disney technically owns like the the MCU and stuff now, but because Universal still has that goofy deal with Marvel, where like you remember the original Ed Norton Hulk movie was like a Universal movie. It wasn't a under the Disney wing. So in Islands of Adventure, they have a Marvel superhero section of the park, even though
Yeah.
Disney still owns that because they still had at the time like the merchandising rights. So they still have the rights to have Marvel stuff in the Universal park. So when you go over there, it's like they have the Hulk roller coaster and the Spider-Man ride, and they have like a storm. It's kind of like a spinning teacups ride, but it's a storm thing, and and they can sell like Marvel merchandise and stuff. But it's kind of interesting because you think of MCU as part of Disney now, and I think Disney in California has like a Guardians of the Galaxy ride that they did from the Tower of Terror. They turned it into Guardians of the Galaxy and things.
Yep.
But yeah, you go to Universal and they still got Marvel stuff kind of all over the place. So it's interesting like that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, yeah, because I know Disney's starting to do. They even have like an Avengers campus now, so they got like a Spider-Man ride over there, and then I think they're like doing different things at different Disneys like around the world. So like they're gonna be like a Doctor Strange one somewhere. I think in like Singapore, and then they're gonna have like some Ant-Man stuff somewhere, and then Iron Man somewhere. So yeah, like I heard that they're getting ready to convert the rock and roll like Aerosmith roller coaster they have over at Disney. They're getting ready to convert it. I want to say that they're going to convert it into Iron Man. It's either Iron Man or it's Guardians of the Galaxy, because at Disney World,
I think Guardians. Well, Guardians, they'll probably just do the same thing they did in California. They'll turn the current Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride and just clone the California one. And I could see I could see the Aerosmith thing being like Iron Man's flight or something, where you're flying around with Iron Man or something, like some kind of thing like that. You know what I mean? On some adventure, but they'll probably keep the same structure of the roller coaster, but they might retheme it and paint it, red and orange and stuff, and make it like an Iron Man thing. I could definitely see that.
It's just sad though that like Disney's gotten so damn expensive to go to. Like
it's expensive, and they got this new Genie thing to where they want to charge you for like fast passes and stuff. It's insane to me. Like, and I like Universal because even their Twitter page, when they started doing that, like Universal has like one of those like sassy Twitters, kind of like Wendy's, where they'll like make fun of Disney if they do stuff like that. They'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we don't do shit like that, so come to Universal, like, nor will we do shit like that. Like, you can still get in a, like Universal does have express passes though that you can buy, but like you can go at any time. Like Disney has that goofy thing where it's like you can only go, you have to like reserve your space or like do this, that, and the other. But like if you get the express pass to Universal, you can use it any time of the day, like at all, and just walk up to it. You know what I mean? They still have single rider lines and stuff. So that's the one thing I still like about Universal is you have to purchase the express passes, but even then, if you go like we're going in September, which I've been a bunch of times, and I went last year in September, like at most I ever waited for anything was some of the hotter, like newer stuff, like the Hagrid's motorbike thing and the Velocicoaster. And even then, the most I waited was like maybe 30-35 minutes. Like that's not that bad. And everything else in the park, I waited no more than like 15 minutes for anything, like pretty easy. So yeah, it's good.
So we won't probably have to buy like any of those express passes, really.
No, the only thing I do buy express passes for, I will say, is usually I will buy a round of them for the Halloween Horror Nights thing, because sometimes those lines can get very long for the Halloween stuff, because at the peaks of those, even on Wednesday night, the peaks things. But they did a thing I didn't know about that I bought last year, where I bought you could get a round of them that only worked from 10 o'clock to close, so for like from 10 to 1, but it was half the price if you just waited till 10 o'clock, and then you could do use all the express passes, just go around the horn and hit them all at the end of the night. So that was cool too, and it was a little bit cheaper. But we're planning on going on a Wednesday night, which is like a slower night than a Friday or Saturday. Obviously, Friday and Saturday they're big nights, very busy nights. But Wednesday night's not too bad, but it's still a lot of fun. Like we'll have a good time.
Yeah. It work out pretty well because we go 3 days, then we can do one day at Universal, one day at Islands of Adventure, and then we have a third day to just kind of hit all the like favorites over again, and then do horror nights at night.
Yeah, and there you go. And you can still hit, like I said, some of the rides are still open at night, even during the horror nights. So you can still hit like the roller coaster at night. You can hit the Transformers ride at night. You can hit Men in Black at night. You can hit the Simpsons ride. All that stuff is still open. So it's still a lot of fun. But it's a good time. They have a cool thing where if you have the park to park pass, you can either walk, you can exit the park and walk over to the other one, or they have you can get on the Hogsmeade Express at Harry Potter and take this little mini ride that goes from one park to the other. So it's kind of cool. Like it's a little mini ride experience thing, and go park to park and go from one Harry Potter land to the other. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I do love Disney. Like I think Disney's great. It's just all their like prices and like how expensive it's gotten. And also my sister, she worked for Disney. She did that Disney college program for 2 years. So during that time, we took advantage because she was able to get free park passes and things like that. So that was nice. And then my mom's best friend, well, one of them, she actually works for like Disney Travel now. So she's there all the time. Like even before that, like it's kind of a like perfect job for her. She was going to Disney 2 or 3 times a year, and she lives in Idaho, so she'd be like flying down there and like doing all that with her whole family. So now that she works for Disney Travel, she just flies like basically for free, and then she gets to go to like not only all the parks but all like the resorts now. They have a couple of cool ones. They have like a Star Wars one where like literally like it's like a 2-day experience where you're like doing like some like missions, and you're like they get to meet all the characters. You get to like be immersed in the world. You're like,
what the uncool thing of that thing is? For 2 people for 2 days, it costs about $5,000.
I know,
which is
nuts,
it's
crazy,
which is insanity.
Like,
and that again, that's the stuff I don't like. Is it's just how they've absolutely gouged the people who are like obsessed with Disney. And Universal has still been pretty reasonable. I mean, obviously they've had to increase their prices over the years, with inflation. Like I get it, but it's still nowhere near as expensive as Disney is to go there for a couple of days. Like just nowhere near. And where I usually stay as well is there's a big entrance near this big road, and there's a horseshoe of hotels right outside, and there's all these hotels that have a shuttle, but also what I usually do is stay at one of them because there's some decent ones there, and I just walk, and it's only like a 15-minute walk into the park, and they have a separate security entrance, like aside from the big main one that everybody comes in through the parking garage, and so like you avoid all that nonsense. You just like walk right up to everything. It's pretty cool, like, and it's just a little more chill way to get in there, which I've always enjoyed as well. So yeah, good way to get your day going.
And that way you don't have to pay for parking or like any of that stuff.
Yeah, it's because now it's like $25 a car for parking like every day now. It's gotten that's where they really get you is with parking. It's insanity.
Yeah. Nice. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, like I really want to try to visit a lot more theme parks. Well, like really I want to do a lot more traveling in general. Like I've been saving to like, well, I've been trying to budget more and not like waste my money on a bunch of frivolous stuff like I used to video games and like board games and like all kinds of like all the decorations that you see here. Like I'll probably like have the same decoration for a while. I may pick up something if I see like a good price, but I mean beyond that, like I just rather travel. Like I just rather just go out.
Yeah,
it's a huge world out there, places I want to see. That's one of my biggest passions. So like I just want to try to do as much as I can. So yeah. So that's where my money's gonna go to probably. So
there you go.
But yeah, well yeah, I don't think like I'm like trying to see if there's any theme parks I maybe missed. Like I don't really think so. Like I've been to some big water parks, but I mean a water park's a water park. Nothing.
Yeah, there's not much crazy. There's one water park down that Universal owns now because they tore down the old Wet and Wild that I used to go to down there. That one got torn down, and Universal built a place called Volcano Bay. So it's like a Universal water park now, but I have not been there yet. It's been open for a couple of years. I just haven't had a chance to go yet, just because I don't really go down there in the middle of the summer because it's just too hot and it's too crowded. So every time I go down to Universal, it's like September or February or something. A little bit of like an off season, just because it's less crowded. But it is pretty cool. But they've added some some other hotels that aren't as expensive that are like connected to Universal, like they have their own system within it that are pretty cool,
Okay.
that are a little more budget friendly, that are all right. But yeah, it's a cool little thing they built down there. And again, I'm just more of a Universal guy than a Disney guy. I just think it's a lot more laid back and cool, and a little
Yeah.
more mature. So I just enjoy. And come on, everywhere you go in Universal, you can get alcohol. It's great.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's more
There you go.
adult oriented. So you can go buy beers, and like Halloween Horror Nights does, all these carts that they set up, where you can get like crazy cocktails and crazy mixed,
Yeah.
Halloween drinks, and
Nice.
the girls in the nurse's outfit doing like the vodka Jello shots, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they're running all
Yeah.
over the place. So it's definitely
Yep,
more
yep.
adult area and a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, we have a fun travel companion because like I'm just one of those like real chill, just go with the flow type of people where I'm just mesmerized because especially by like places where I've never been before. So like if we do like a little road trip from North Carolina down, like I'll just be like probably just like looking out the window, like just like observing everything, be like totally mesmerized by everything.
Unfortunately, there's not much to see on the highway I-95 going from North Carolina down to Jacksonville. It's kind of boring, but I will say if we go up more into the Tennessee border, if we end up doing whitewater rafting or going up into Pigeon Forge and doing something for a day, that's very pretty. It's right in the middle of the mountains, and there's a lot to look at. So, but I will say the drive down to Florida is not as interesting because Florida and Georgia are very flat, and so there's just a lot of trees and road. So unfortunately, it's not as interesting unless you finally get down into Florida and you take this one A1A along the ocean, and there's a little more to look at. But yeah, that's so. Unfortunately, it's not as much pretty scenery, but there's things to see along the way.
Well, it's basically like driving from Boise to Salt Lake, like it's just like sagebrush and like a few little hills here and there, but that's it. Like it's pretty brown. There's not a lot to really see there. But
I've already promised Jordan that a Southern staple, we are going to hit a Waffle House and get waffles at the Waffle House. So for breakfast one day, or maybe not necessarily on the road, but at some point we will go and get breakfast at a Waffle House. I have promised that is a staple. If you live in Florida or Georgia or South Carolina, you cannot live there without experiencing a Waffle House. So we'll go and see that, which he's heard so much about.
I was telling some of my family members about that, and they're like, "Aren't those usually kind of trashy and kind of dumpy, like dives?"
No, I will tell you why. Because it's great because you can see them making your food the entire time. There's no shenanigans, and they get it out to you within like 6 minutes. It's great. You can be in literally, bro. I have gone to breakfast at Waffle House. You can be in and out of the Waffle House in 30 minutes. It's fantastic. Like there's no BS. They give you your thing, you pay for it up at the counter, and you're gone and you're done. There's no, wasted motion. So I appreciate the Waffle House for what it is. I'm a fan.
Yeah. I'm always up for those kind of things. Yeah, like Waffle House or like whatever they have there that I don't have, Bojangles or whatever kind of like southern places there. But like even like we'll go to the theme park. I'm just one of those people. I'm just along for the ride, and I'll be like a little kid in a candy shop, like everywhere. Like it really doesn't matter. You go to any part of the place, and I'll just be
like I said, you've got the right guy who's been there dozens of times, who knows all the ins and outs and where everything is and all the stuff. So you've got the right host. I'll say that who knows where he's going and all the tricks. So that should be a good time.
Well, yeah. So that's pretty much the theme parks. I think maybe once we go to Universal, I mean, we'll do some travel vlogs, maybe do a little show afterwards talking about like our favorite rides and our favorite.
We'll do like a podcast episode, maybe officially, and do like a recap of the trip. You know what I mean? We can do like a long episode, kind of recapping each day and your favorite stuff and least favorite stuff or whatever. Like we'll do a big recap show. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, but just before we wrap up, so like if you could name a couple favorite rides, like what are your personal your favorite rides for like any theme park? Like it really doesn't matter.
So I mean, I'll go kind of piece by piece. Up in Cedar Point, some of my favorites were definitely, there was a couple of roller coasters. There's one called like Magnum Force, which is one of those crazy giga coasters. That's like a 300-foot roller coaster. Like one of those
Oh, no.
super tall ones.
Yeah.
That's bonkers. Yeah, those are fun. I know at Six Flags always had really good like old school wooden coasters. There's one called the Texas Giant there. That's like one of the biggest, like
Oh yeah.
oldest, wooden roller coasters. It's a big staple there. And yeah, as far as like the Universal stuff, I mean, definitely, I go on the Men in Black ride a lot because it's more of like one of those rides where you're in the thing and it's going on a track, but like you're shooting everything with the laser
Oh
guns.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I've done it so many times that I know all the little tips and tricks to get like, 900,000 points when everybody else around me gets like 40,000 points, so
Oh yeah.
I know all the little
Nice.
tips that, I figured out every little
Tell me some
aspect and
secrets.
hidden thing of the ride. Yeah, exactly. So I used to do that a lot because the single rider line for that would never have anybody in it. I could go on it like over and over and over again. But yeah, like the Mummy ride is a lot of fun because I'm a big fan of the movie anyways. But I love indoor coasters. Like indoor coasters are great. And like I said, the two major Harry Potter rides are a lot of fun. Just the amount of detail they put into them, like they're very cool. Even though I'm
Nice.
not really a big Harry Potter fan, but I even like the old school ET ride. I remember I talked about the smell on the inside of the
Yeah.
ride, how distinct it is. You'll see when
Yeah.
we get there, but there's a distinct smell
Okay.
when you enter the
Nice.
forest, and it's something. But I even like old school
That
stuff
makes
like
sense.
that, just
Yeah.
because it feels like you're in a time capsule back to when Universal opened. So that's always been a lot of fun. I used to go on Jaws a lot, even though it's not there anymore. But I used to go on it so much that I memorized all the lines that the tour guide would say. So I used to know the
Oh
whole
yeah.
script, like start to
Nice.
finish, and I still kind of do. But yeah, that's always great. And yeah, and over in Islands, the newer coasters are fun. The Hagrids and the Velocicoasters are great. The Jurassic Park River Adventure is very cool. I still very much enjoy that. I know California actually transformed it into Jurassic World, so it's more updated
Yeah.
with the newer
Uh-huh.
movies. But the one at Universal is still old school. And the
Okay.
King Kong stuff
Nice.
is a lot of fun. Like I said, the Spider Man ride is dope. So yeah, it's all great. Like I like all of it, but I definitely have my favorites that I go on over and over and over again when I'm there just by myself. Just hitting
Yeah.
the ones you can, because if I'm a single rider or whatever, just go on it over and over and over again. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. For me, I've been to Universal in California in the day, so I have been on the ET ride there back when they had
Mm-hmm.
it. So like that was a lot of fun. Then I was always a big fan of like the tour ride that they would like take on where like Jaws comes out and there's a part where you're like underground and the
Yeah.
whole thing's like exploding around you, all that stuff. So
The
I don't know if they even
movie,
have that
yeah, the
like
movie
either
too. No,
park.
they never did have it in Orlando. That was always a California thing. And then Disney had
Okay.
something similar where it was like the movie ride or something. But yeah, that tour thing, I've only ever seen videos of it because I've never been to the California one. But yeah, Universal does not have that. But I
Okay.
kind of wish it did because I like stuff like that where you can just kind of chill for a little bit, but still kind of be on a ride, not have to like be getting thrown around or whatever. It's why I always used to like
Yeah.
in Tomorrowland at Disney World, that people mover thing, the one that used to go above
Yeah.
Tomorrowland all over the place, just
Yeah.
because you could just get on that like over and over again, just like chill and like still be like on a ride, but just kind of relax a little bit. Like I like stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, if I were to pick a couple of my favorite rides, I just looked up the one from the Lagoon I was talking about. It's called the Cannibal. So that one's cool because Lagoon's just cool because it's like a cheaper. You can get in for like $35, and it's just like, but
Mm-hmm.
it still has a lot of like really cool roller coasters. They have another one that's called Wicked that
Mm.
like it does a little straight up and straight down thing. But like I really like the roller coaster that like shoot you off because it's kind of like an adrenaline rush. You're waiting for it to go. You're waiting for it to go. All of a sudden, like they just like shoot off like that.
Well, you'll like it because both the Hulk and the Velocicoaster and the Hagrid motorbike thing kind of all have that element to it. So you would
Oh,
love
nice.
all of those. So yeah, because they all have a bit where they just jump right into it and shoot you right off. So those are a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah. And then uh, as far as like Six Flags, the one Six Flags that I've been to, they had one. I'm actually looking at a list of the rides here. They had one called the Medusa, which was a lot of fun. Except
Mm.
for the only thing is like it. So it was metal roller coaster, and I think it had like 3 loops. Like it had like 2 like regular loops and kind of like an inverted one, kind of that was more of like a what do you call it, like an elliptical type of thing. But like the ride was like really wobbly though. Like, I remember hitting my head a few times though. So you're sitting there, and all of a sudden you're just like boom, boom, when it turns and stuff. I'm like, what is this? Like when people are getting
There's a
injured on it and
I
stuff.
neglected to say there's another theme park 2 hours away from me. I've been that I've been to many times. Dollywood, which is Dolly Parton's theme park up in
Nice.
Pigeon
How's
Forge, and it's a cool little theme park for what it is. It's actually kind of cool to walk around because it's in the mountains and stuff, and it's like so there's like good scenery around it, and they actually have some pretty cool rides, but they have like this one kind of mine roller coaster sort of thing. But like it's one of those ones where unless you put your hands like right near your head will just smash the sides like over and over and over again. Like I got the worst headache the last time I went on it. Like it is really bad. But yeah, it's a cool little theme park because it's just the setting and everything. It's a lot of fun. But that one's within driving distance too. I used to have an annual pass to there.
Oh, nice. But yeah, have you ever been on like at the Six Flags I went to, they had the Batman roller coaster that was actually shaped like a bat kind of thing. So they
I went.
that
I
way?
think they have that one in Atlanta. Yeah, for sure.
That one's cool because you're like going on this thing and it doesn't go as fast, but the seat that you're in, I think it's actually flipping over.
Your seat is loose to where your seat spins around. And goes upside down.
Yeah, that's what it is. So when you're going upside down, it just really feels like you're like flying all directions, So that's pretty cool. So yeah. But.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll kind of move on to the little game that I had though. So just kind of pulling up some things. Yeah. So like, it's basically like for anyone who's seen Doug Lowe's movies, it's basically the Leonard Maltin game, but I kind of took out the like where you like, I guess a number bid at the beginning. It's like bid. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do it off my phone because last time I remember trying to do it off my computer. It doesn't like to run it as fast while. Well, we're trying to stream. It keeps.
And as I mentioned before, I have played both the Leonard Maltin game and Last Man Stanton with Doug Benson on stage at different shows.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start with the 12th build character, but I'm also going to go over to Rotten Tomatoes, and I'll give you just a couple of headlines that are like pretty vague. That like the headlines of like the reviews. So
that and usually the at least the year of the movie, right? So I can at least get a headspace about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Some of these though, even by giving you the year, it might kind of you like get it pretty quick, but that's fine.
Okay.
We'll see. If it gets too easy, we'll try taking away the year, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, if you think it's easy even without the year, then you can skip it. But if not, you can give it the year.
Yeah. So let me see. So I got it pulled up here. Okay. So the first one, let's see. Hang on. First one comes from 1994 is when it is. And just a couple of the headline. So one reviewer wrote this dialogue was movies dialogue provides the basis for the most unforgettable moments in the movie. So then also it says another reviewer says, I love a good dance scene in a movie, and this one really delivers. So
yeah, I already know what it is.
Probably. Well, you can guess.
Or should we? Should we do the reverse thing where I see how many people I can guess that's in the cast list that you have? How many deep I can go?
Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
So how many names do you have on there? Let me see how many I can guess I can get.
Well, I was gonna go 12, so I don't know if you want to go 12. I don't know.
Let me see.
But I don't think you're really gonna get 12 as far as like the order that they're billed, but
yeah, but I feel like I could at least get 6 or 7.
You can see how many you can get though. Which is kind of interesting the way this is billed, but but maybe
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to give anything away, but
I gotcha. I think I'll at least try to get the movie and at least 7 of the names. Is that fair enough?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so the movie is Pulp Fiction,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna go John Travolta,
Yep. That's one.
Bruce Willis,
Yep.
Sam Jackson,
Yep.
Ving Rhames,
Yep.
Uma Thurman,
Yeah.
Eric Stoltz,
Yeah.
and for the last one, I'll go Quentin Tarantino because he's
Yeah.
got a part in the movie. And, well, I can also go Harvey Keitel. I almost forgot about Harvey Keitel. But yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting if you read them from the order that they're billed, though. The top build in the movie was Tim Roth. Is the top build kind of interesting?
Sometimes IMDb goes in order of the movie, the appearances, and sometimes they go in because Tim Roth is the first person we see in the movie, in the diner.
Oh
So
yeah, here you go. So you can actually sort it too. I just noticed you can sort by like popularity, so you could do that.
So because Tim Roth and what's her name, the Arquette chick or whatever, she's
yeah,
they're the first people they would be billed in order of appearance because the diner scene is first. So
there's Tim Roth and there's Amanda Plummer, who's the
Amanda Plummer would be second just because they're that's Honey Bunny and Pumpkin in the diner. So and that's the first scene we get is them talking about robbing the diner. So sometimes IMDb does that. I was looking up There Will Be Blood today, and it's all in order of appearance. So Daniel Day-Lewis isn't even top billed because he's not the first person we see, I guess. So yeah,
because the top 5 that they have Tim Roth, they have Amanda Plummer, Laura Lovelace, which I guess is like the waitress there. So it is.
Yeah, she's the waitress, and then it would jump to John Travolta and Sam Jackson because we cut to them in the car, and then it would probably go to like Phil Lamar and I forget the guy who plays Brett.
There's Frank Whaley.
But Frank Whaley's the guy who plays Brett, the guy who shoots in the apartment. So yeah, that's where it goes to.
You got Burr Steers, which I've never even heard of. I don't know. He plays Roger.
He might be the guy on the couch that Sam Jackson shoots and goes, "Oh, so I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?" He's the guy who's just laying on the couch.
Probably that.
There's 3 guys in the room. There's him and Frank Whaley, and then Phil Lamar is he's the guy Marvin who gets shot in the face later, but he's a voice actor. He did the voice of Green Lantern on the Justice League show. Yeah. So
Phil Lamar. He was also Mad TV.
Yeah, he was on Mad TV. He did like that UPS bit, like the character guy that was like running around all the time. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Well, so for the next one, do you still want to hear the little review headlines? Because I could do that, or I could just.
You can do the headlines and maybe omit the year this time, so maybe that'll make it a little more difficult. Unless I get really lost. So why don't you just do that?
Okay. So I kind of let me just pull up the next one for. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. So this one. All right. So like sometimes I'll kind of change it. Like it has actual names. I'll say this character instead of the actual.
Oh name. Well, you don't want to if it gives away some actor in the movie or some character or something. Yeah, that'll give it away.
Yeah. So. One reviewer says, what sets this character apart is that it's both one of the funniest and one of the darkest movies from this studio.
Okay.
So, there's that. Let's see. Another one that says it's actually, I can't say that one. It'll give it away. Let's see. Okay. Someone said here that the show tunes and sidekicks are largely unnecessary. So that. And then this one says the backdrops are also beautiful with watercolor flair. There are a lot of little touches like that which help it feel rich and textured. So there's that.
show
So,
tunes, funny,
and a
and
watercolor backdrop.
kind of a darker character. Huh.
Yeah, but I can say, do you want the year? I can just ask you if you
Yeah,
want.
give me the year. Yeah, give me the year because this one I might
Okay,
need it.
so the year's 1998 is when it.
1998. Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
and
Huh.
then I was just gonna start from like the
Yeah, start from the
lowest
lowest
bill.
billed person, and I'll see if I can get it like within a couple of actors.
Okay, let's
So
see. Hang on, let me pull it up here. Okay, one, two, and I can go by the credit order, but I think a better way to do it is just by popularity because it'll kind of count down from the
okay,
most
yeah, because
popular.
then it'll give you like some character actors or some, you know what I mean, like or some some side actors, like
Yeah.
side
Okay.
people. Yeah, do that because that'll give me more of like obscure actors or side
Yeah.
or character actors. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna do 13 because this one might actually help you a little bit. So the
Okay.
13th one is George Takai. Is that one? So
Oh. Okay.
you can guess, or I can go into the next one. Do you want to
Now
know?
go to the next one. Yeah, that
Okay.
intrigues me, but go to the next one.
There's uh, James Shigeta. I don't know who that is, but that's it. James
Yeah.
Shigeta. Then you also have Leah Solange or Solonga, however you pronounce
Yeah.
it.
Maybe it's just like
So
Leah Solange or something. I don't know.
yeah. Well, actually has an A at the end. So
All
yeah,
right.
Solonga. But then you have Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Yeah.
What movie was Donny Osmond in '98?
Yeah. Right. Then
Shit.
you have Miriam Margolyes, whoever that is. Oh yeah, Miriam
Yeah.
Margolyes. Right. Yeah. uh, then you have Frank Welker.
Well, Frank Welker could be anything because he could be doing an animal noise in the movie. Like Frank
Yeah.
Welker does animals
True.
in movies, so like that could be anything. Yeah.
Yep. But then you have Pat Morita.
All right.
Um,
Stop there for a second. Let me think.
yeah.
So, what did Pat Morita do after Next Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Um, it's got
Actually,
to
I had
be
no
something.
idea he was part of this. I don't know.
It's got to be something animated.
Maybe.
Is it Mulan?
Yes, that is correct. It is Mulan.
Oh shit! There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay. I was
He was a
having
voice
trouble
in that.
because Mulan is I've only seen it once. So and okay, so the show tunes thing makes sense because I can see people complaining about it because the subject matter is a little darker, and I can see them saying it's a resurgence of like Eddie Murphy because
Yeah.
he's in the movie. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, and so I was thinking like Asian, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be Mulan. All right, so there you go.
It's my
All
favorite
right.
animated movie of all time. It's in my top
Gotcha.
15.
Okay,
So,
so it just took me
yeah.
a couple people. I didn't get to Eddie Murphy or any of the other people, so I did okay. All right,
Yeah,
not
some other
bad.
people. You also have BD Wong as a character.
Yeah, see, if you
You have
started saying all those, I would be thinking like Asian and then maybe animated, and I would have got it. So yeah.
yeah. You have Miguel Ferrer, Burton, Eddie Murphy, James Hong, and Ming Na Wen. So
See, and Corey Burton is another famous voice actor. He did the voice of Brainiac on the Superman animated series and a couple of things. So like I would have gone to voice acting and thus animated. So I would have got it
yeah.
eventually. Yeah, do
I didn't
that.
even realize Pat Morita is the voice of the Emperor in Mulan
Yeah,
very well.
that's what was throwing me off. But I was like, he didn't do a whole lot of live action stuff after the Hilary Swank Karate Kid, so I knew it had to be animated. So yeah, that's
Yep.
about all he did afterwards. All right.
Yeah. All right. So on to the next one. Let me
See,
bring it up
around that
on.
time, he was on the Nickelodeon show, The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. Around
Oh
that
yeah,
time,
you're right.
he was her
Forgot
dad,
about
or
that.
or not her dad, or like her grandpa or something, whatever it was. But yeah, he was on there.
Yeah. All right. So I think what I'll do is I'll read you three of the review headlines, and you can just tell me if you want the year or not. So
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
let's see. So yeah. So one reviewer says The teaming and the formula are often copied but rarely matched. So, and you also have what makes this fantasy of antisocial behavior so painfully funny is the gulf between etiquette and vulgarity, and then the desire to be a child whooping it up.
Okay.
So got that, and then also someone said a modern classic of the comedy genre. So
All right, give me the year, and I might be able to guess it.
yeah, with the year you'll probably will. It's 1994.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something else, so I was a little bit off. 1994. So
Want to go to the cast?
Is it Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, it's Dumb and Dumber. Yep.
There you go. Okay. See, at
That's
first,
it,
I was actually thinking it was one of the Jackass movies
Oh yeah.
because those descriptions also kind of describe some of the Jackass stuff, like where it's kind of imitated but never duplicated. The team up stuff,
Yeah, right.
acting like children. I thought it might have been a Jackass movie, so that's why I needed the year.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Well, if you
Pretty
had gone
good,
into the cast, you probably would have named some of the side people, like the Mike something who plays the gas man. He's in like a lot of movies, and Harlan Williams is like the cop, and then some of those other side characters that kind of pop up throughout the movie.
Yeah. Like you would have named. Let me see by like order of popular. Yeah, would have named Lauren Holly, which I guess played Mary. I guess.
And Lauren Holly was Mary. Yeah, she was one of the main ones. But yeah, like maybe like Mike Starr and like Harlan Williams, like some of those side guys, probably would have popped up at some point.
Even Lynn Shay, she shows up as like the like dog like lady at the beginning.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like dog like Mr. Nugiborn or whatever. Yeah, but like
nice. All right.
Some of that, and then you get into kind of obscure people, but let's see.
All right, I did okay on that one. But I got it without any actors. Just a couple of context clues in a year. That's pretty good. All right.
It's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, so okay, so this one, I'll give you the headlines here. So one reviewer says the film that reinvigorated the series. So
well, that could be a lot of things.
Yeah. But then another reviewer said people will go and watch the newest edition of this movie, partly out of nothing better to do, and partly because it boasts certain cast members. So,
okay,
there's that. And then another reviewer said the prolonged fight scenes, car demolitions, and long distance jumping stretch the boundaries of believability.
Okay, so before I get to the year or for any of the year, I'm going to make one guess. Yeah. Is it Fast 5?
No, it is not.
Okay, you see where my head was going there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, now give me a year, and then we'll see if I can get it. Otherwise, we'll go to the actors.
Yeah. The year is 2011.
You sure it's not Fast 5? Because Fast 5 was 2011.
Yeah. Nope, it's not Fast 5.
Huh. Well, that's odd because that was the same year.
Yeah. Funny enough.
Oh, so what other series was invigorated in 2011?
I don't know.
It can't be one of the Transformers movies, can it? Don't tell me it was Transformers: Age of Extinction.
No.
Okay. All right, we'll have to go to the actors. I'm blanking for right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here, let me bring up the order of popularity and I'll start with the 12th build roughly, unless there's a name that might help you. But
2011. 2011.
Car
demolitions.
Yeah.
And explosions.
You're gonna get it pretty quick, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the 12th build is Michael Nyquist. Don't know who that is.
Sounds familiar, but yeah, he's like a character actor, but That doesn't help me a lot.
Yeah. And then you have Tom Wilkinson.
Is it Inception?
Nope, it's not Inception.
No, Tom Wilkinson's in Inception. No, that didn't reinvigorate a series. Duh.
No.
Duh.
No.
No. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, Ving Rhames.
Oh, it's got to be Ghost Protocol.
Yep. Ding ding ding.
Okay.
That's it.
Ghost Protocol. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that. Okay, that's. I don't remember Tom Wilkinson being in Ghost Protocol. That's odd.
He plays the IMF secretary. So I guess so.
All right. I guess he was before Alec Baldwin joined the series. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't remember there being a lot of car demolitions or what. I don't know. Whatever. And, well, to me, the series got more invigorated with the third one. But they kind of got to where it's at now with Ghost Protocol. But that's just a matter of semantics. But okay.
Yeah, but you also had like Josh Holloway, Vladimir Mashkov, Simon Pegg.
Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Paul Patton is in that movie. Yeah, okay.
Leah Seydoux, and then Tom Cruise and Michelle Monaghan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Let's see.
All right, not bad. But you can see why my mind went to Fast Five first for 2011 because it was the same year. And when he said car demolitions and reinvigorating the series, because a lot of people agree that was kind of where they rejuvenated that series. So there you go.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So that
makes sense. Yeah.
off.
They were released the same year. Funny enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. This one will be
tougher.
Will be kind of tougher, kind of interesting though, just to see.
Okay.
But I just don't want to. A lot of these are kind of giving it away. Let's see.
Right.
Let's see. Let me find it. Okay, here you go. So one reviewer said, the most effective study of teamwork ever. It may be schmaltzy, but you will never be selfish again after watching this.
I doubt that, but okay. After a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another reviewer said, nonstop commercialism and no. You can take that for what it is, but
that gives it away. Okay, well, just a piece of that nonstop commercialism. I'll take that though.
Yeah, you can take that. And then other giant size laughs for the whole family.
Giant size laughs for the whole family. All right, you're gonna have to give me a year before we go into the actors. That doesn't narrow it down a lot.
Let's see. Yeah, here you go. Well, actually, that might give it away too. Let me see. Oh yeah. Here you go. So it says the sequel is even more banal than the original, and it's difficult to take serious the new film's position against commercialism of sports.
Commercialism of sports.
Yeah.
Is it D2 the Mighty Ducks?
Yes, that's it. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Need the year. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, when I started thinking about family movies, and when you said sequel and then commercial, D2 is definitely more commercial than the first one.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. All right. There you go.
Sports, teamwork, all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I didn't need the year, but if you had given me, I guess that one was 94 as well, I think. Or 93, 94, something like that.
I think it was 94, yeah.
94 was D2, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because the original was 92. All right, got it without the year. There we go.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
I don't. Let's see if this one's even possible to do. Just because I think almost any review might give it away. I don't know.
Yeah, if like every review is like so and so gives a great performance or so and so's direction is great or whatever, yeah, it kind of gives it away.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think I got to pick something else.
Okay, that's fine.
Good. I tell you what I was gonna go for, which is hard. I'm gonna go for Jurassic World, but every other review is about dinosaurs and whatever.
It would say dinosaurs or Chris Pratt or Jurassic Park or whatever, or sequel to Jurassic Park or something like. Yeah, it would probably say something like that.
Oh, here you go. Here's one. Let me bring it up. actually curious to see what they say about this. Let's see. Hang on. Why is it not coming up here? Okay. Let's see. Oh, weird. This one's not even coming up on Rotten Tomatoes. Weird. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay, I just had to freaking find it. Well, no, that's not it either. What the heck? Huh? I have to go with something else. Or I'm on the Flickster app. Let me see if I can just bring it up on the website.
Yeah.
Because it's probably
because they link to the Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, right? On the Flickster.
Yeah. Flickster. Okay, yeah. Oh wait, that's not it either. What the frick?
Is it not available right now? It's like glitched out.
No, like it's on here, but every time that I click on it, it's like popping up the wrong movie. Weird. Or it says no reviews, which is like doesn't even make sense because this movie has reviews. Let me try one more thing. If I can't find it, I'll have to move on to another one. How the frick is there no reviews? This is
Well, or you could just go to IMDb and give me the year and the genre stuff at the top, and maybe I could start with guesses, and then if not, start naming the people.
Yeah, here for this one, I'll just give you the year, and then actually, I think for this one, if I just give you the year and I start working on the cast, you'll probably get it. I think.
Okay, gotcha. So do that.
So it's hang on, let me bring it up on IMDb. Year's 1982, though. I'll just say that. But
okay, is it The Thing?
There you go. Yep. Yep.
The Thing or Blade or Blade Runner.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. I didn't need any information.
Yep.
Well, it's my favorite movie from 1982, so there you go.
Yeah.
See, but I'm good with movie release dates, so I'm pretty usually pretty confident on that stuff. If I can get a year, I can narrow it in my brain. All right.
There you go. This one might be a little tougher.
Name a movie from 1982. The Thing. Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Well, because if I give you the year, you can just start naming off movies from that year.
Well, of course. Yeah.
But okay, this one has some pretty solid ones. So, all right, for this movie, it says, as one reviewer said, the film was always wonderful, featuring clever conceits plus perfect-looking cast members and locations. Whatever conceits.
Okay. Conceits, Well, conceits like plot points and conveniences and things.
Yeah.
And good-looking people and locations. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Another reviewer says that well-developed characters and situations take us back to the literary myths of the genre, as well as the language of classic cinema. So,
intriguing.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. This one kind of works. It says, this movie is very much a parody of the very nostalgic culture it was replicating and celebrating. So, got that.
Okay, well, give me a year, and let me see if I can make a guess on that, and then we'll go to the cast.
The year is 1987.
Princess Bride?
Yep, there you go.
There we go.
I was feeling like,
all right,
like one of these we should skip the year, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking maybe that, but at the same time, it could have been something. It could have been like Robin Hood Men in Tights. I mean, you know what I mean? It could have been something similar. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking that, but the year secured it for me. So.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Let's try one this time without the year, just to see if we can do it. You want it?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. just to see. But
I'm just really good at
see
years, so
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
80. I know Princess Bride is 87, so yeah, I'm just really good at those.
Okay. Okay. So well, that one's probably gonna give it away. Okay. This one. Well, I doesn't give you anything. I want to give you something. Okay.
It's like this movie is good.
That's what I'm saying. Like this movie's bad. That's pretty much what it's saying.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
All right,
yeah,
bad movie. All right.
it could be a clue, but you never know. That could be the one bad review out of all the good ones. You
That's
never know.
true. Yeah, it could be the one
Yeah.
rotten one. Yeah.
But well, here's one. It's serious, it's sardonic, and it has both a sense of humor and a sense of outrage.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't help me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. All right. I mean, this one might help you a little. This is a carefully choreographed devil's dance in which the main actor finds fleet-footed rejuvenation as a man aware evil can exist without good.
Evil can exist without good.
Yeah.
Is it A Clockwork Orange?
No, it's not that.
Oh, it's just based on our conversation the other night.
Yeah.
All right.
But and one more headline. It says a fine grown-up movie, half thriller, half black comedy. So still not A Clockwork Orange.
Okay. It would kind of fit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm hurting on this one.
I'm gonna jump over to the cast list just to see if you can do it because I think you probably can.
See if I can do it without the year. Yeah. No, yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Because the year definitely helps me, who is a movie release date guy, to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Okay. So half black comedy, half serious, and,
by the popularity,
sardonic. See,
weird.
Evil can exist without good. Okay.
Which is weird how
all right.
Like who they consider popular, but in this.
Well, it's popular on IMDb based on like searches and how many people seek them out, things like that. So, but you still get even with that, you get like character actors and stuff first and side people usually. So that's fine.
Well, the first few ones aren't really going to help you. I mean, I could just name the first four, and it's not going to do anything. But you have Stuart Morgan.
Okay.
You have David Shumbris.
Yeah, it doesn't help me.
you have Eric Uyas, UYS.
Eric
Burke.
Eric Uwais? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was Eco Uwais for a second. That would have been a whole different thing.
No.
Okay.
But you have Jared Burke. You have Jean-Pierre Chenian or something, but it starts with an S. Chenian. So I'm gonna just keep giving you these ones. So there's an actual one you've heard of.
Right.
There's Shake Turkmanayan. Okay, skip that one.
Turkmanayan. Okay.
Yeah. You have Ian Holm. Might be the first recognizable one. Ian Holm.
All right, that's intriguing.
Yeah. Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. You have Donald Sutherland.
Oh. But he's lower build.
Yep.
Even is this without?
Well, it's based by popularity, so it could be speed, not
well, I don't remember Ian Holm being in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, so it can't be that.
Yeah.
So, because I thought you might have picked that because it's one of my favorites, but no. Okay.
This one is relevant to our time, kind of, if you think about it.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Say
that intrigues me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have Bridget Moynihan.
I don't know a lot of Bridget Moynihan movies, so yeah, keep going.
Next one might give it away, maybe, but you have Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke and Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, and
Why am I not remembering in Ethan Hawke and Ian Holm and Donald Sutherland movie? Keep
we can't
going.
get
I
it
don't
though.
know.
I'll give you the
Yeah.
year. The next one
Okay.
is Nick Cage.
Oh, why am I blanking? Nick Cage and Donald Sutherland?
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
I don't know. It's 2 a.m, so forgive me. I've been pretty good so far. I've probably
Yeah.
got one that stumped me. All right, give me the year. Give me the year, then we'll keep going.
Okay. The year is. Let me actually look here. I gotta go. No. The year is 2005.
2005 was. That wasn't that movie. That wasn't Wicker Man.
Mm.
That wow, 2005 Nick Cage. It wasn't Matchstick Men.
So it's half thriller, half black comedy, kind of. One of the
Is
things.
it Lord of War?
Yes, ding, ding, ding. There you go.
Oh wow.
Lord of
Okay, I
War.
kind of forgotten about that movie. That's a more
Yeah.
obscure one. I've forgotten.
Yeah.
That's right. Ethan Hawke plays his partner, and Donald Sutherland is like somebody else. I don't remember him being in that movie though. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Okay,
And
Lord of
Sutherland, I
War.
think
Wow.
they say
Okay.
that he's just a voice in it. It says Colonel Oliver Southern, but he's just a voice, I guess.
Maybe he's
Maybe on
like
the
off
phone.
screen or something, or
Yeah.
on the phone. Yeah, something like that. Okay. That's
But,
it's a good obscure Nick Cage movie though. If you haven't seen, but I haven't seen it in a long
yeah.
time. So that was a
But
good one. That was a
yeah,
good one. Okay.
but also
Lord
Jared
of War.
Leto was the other
That's
like
right.
on
Yeah,
top of
he's in there. He's in there for a little
yeah,
bit. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Let's
Lord of
see what
War.
else here.
How about that,
Ooh,
huh?
here you
Okay.
go. This will be a fun one. Let's see. But this one, though, I can't really give you the year because you'll get it pretty quick. I think. I'll give you that.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I can give you the the review like taglines, but even that might get it from that maybe. Yeah,
Well, am I just supposed to guess out of 400,000 movies?
yeah,
Just start guessing
yeah,
movies.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, go. All right, and go. All right,
Yeah,
what is
and go. Yeah, all right. Toy
it?
Story, Enter the Dragon. No.
No. Okay, so one of the reviewers says that the director almost surpasses the original movie, a top-notch narrative that's just a bit too overstuffed for its runtime.
That sounds like Roger Ebert's review of Aliens.
Yeah, right.
Well, he liked it, but he said it was like overstuffed, and he liked the original one more. So that was my guess, but I guess that's not correct. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Let's see. Okay, so then another reviewer says, uh, 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 running the gamut from a horror parody to the inclusion of high art and stage tragedy, this movie is like a great piece of literary fiction.
Is it Evil Dead 2?
No,
No.
no, it's not that. But
All right.
I'll give you one more.
Is it
Wait,
Scary Movie 2?
yep, there. Or nope, nope, no.
Oh, was I
I just
almost
gave it
right?
away, kind
Oh,
of.
so it's not. Well, so it's not Scary Movie 2. Is it a disaster movie or like epic movie?
Some
All
reason
right.
I thought that you're starting to maybe like be on the right track, but maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not so much.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
but let's see. Let's see. Uh, let's review. I'm actually gonna. Here you go. Okay, it says first. The first 10 minutes attain a deranged brilliance, especially considering Charlie Kaufman wouldn't include his own brand of narrative invention for another 2 years.
Charlie Kaufman narrative.
Yeah.
It's not like beating John Malkovich, is it?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, I can't give you the year because I think that'll give it away. So let's go to the cast.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially for you. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
start with number 12, and we'll go with popularity. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Huh. When you do popularity, it's kind of just interesting. I don't know.
All right.
Okay. Oh gosh. Might have to go back
It-
before 13.
Is it? I'm gonna make another guess. Is it Cabin in the Woods?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But yeah,
Huh.
I'm gonna start a little before because man, this is gonna give it away. Okay, we'll go with like 20. we'll start there because that has a pretty
All
big
right.
cast. So that's a clue there. But
Okay.
but
All right.
there's Kevin Williamson.
Oh, I know. Oh, well,
I
no.
don't know if you know who that
Is
is.
it the Faculty?
No.
Okay. All right, keep going.
And you have Elise Neal. I don't know who that is.
Mm-mm.
You have Omar Epps.
Is it Scream 2?
Yes, it's Scream 2. Ding, ding, ding.
Scream 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so
All
like when you
right.
said
So
scary movie,
Scary Movie
I thought you were
2 parodies Scream 2 though. The opening does.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were about to say Scream 2, so when I started to say yes, I'm like, oh shoot. No, you said
All right.
scary movie, not Scream. Yeah.
Okay. Scream 2. Okay, because Omar's in the he's in the first scene with Jada.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We can do like two more and then maybe we'll call it good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay. Got a good one. Let's see. Let's see. I gotta bring it up here. I better have review. Oh, but yeah, the one that they couldn't find any reviews for was The Thing from 1982. They didn't have any
There should be reviews on there.
reviews.
that
Yeah, like I didn't see
doesn't
any.
make any
I
sense.
was like, yeah, there were reviews for the 2011 and the 2006 one or something, but that was it.
Yeah, but even older movies usually at least have something on there. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Or is it listed under John Carpenter's The Thing? Because technically it's called John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe it's listed under that. I don't know, but it's weird.
I mean, I'm clicking on it right now on my phone, and it's got 83%. And I just found it 75 reviews.
Weird.
So maybe it just wouldn't load on your phone. Okay.
I don't know, but when I clicked on it, it said no reviews available. I was like, what the heck? Oh.
Weird. All right.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but yeah. Okay, so for this movie, the couple of the headlines here, this one says the plot offers virtually no surprises, and its formulaic approach to a fairly unique perspective on the awkward humor of male bonding doesn't help the film's impact.
Is it Step Brothers?
No, it is not.
Okay.
This one's from Richard Roper, actually. It says So it's a feel-good flick that both men and women will enjoy.
Well,
so
okay.
Yeah.
Bonding.
All right. Here you go. This one says it does nothing more than bank on its audience's inherent homophobia.
Oh. How about Boat Trip?
Nope. Yeah, not quite. Yeah.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Nope.
All right.
We'll give you one more because that didn't really reveal a lot, but let's see. Let me find that. Okay. No, that one doesn't really tell you much. See, I want to find one that actually gives you a little something. Okay. Here you go. The two lead actors share genuine chemistry, and the early scenes in which their bromance blossoms are with recon, uh, uh, tinged with recognizable humor. What is it? So,
I love you, man.
yes, that's it. Ding ding ding.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Nice, yeah.
All right. All
But that
right.
movie, they have some borderline like homophobic kind of maybe stuff.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
I've only seen
ooh,
that
here
movie
you go.
once.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. It's not one of my go-tos, but I've seen it.
Yeah. Uh, okay, here you go. I'm curious if you even like. Well, yeah, we'll just see.
Excuse
Uh,
me.
here we go. This will be the last one. Let's see. All right. Oh, well, helps if I spell it right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, the first review is horrible, and it's not really going to give you anything. So there's a clue. This one gave it
All
a
right.
really bad review. I was surprised it was that bad. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I got to find one that's actually going to give you something here. Okay, this one might. Yeah. Okay, here you go. It says it's predictable and formulaic with some slapstick visual and toilet humor that may not have you falling in the aisles, but amuses in an undermanding way.
All right.
So
I'll make my a guess after each one.
yeah,
Let me. The Three Stooges movie.
no, no.
All right.
Okay, this one probably won't really give you anything unless you know a lot about photographers. But um, so
Okay.
it says that I might throw you an extra bone because this one maybe not might not give you a lot, but it says the saddest thing about this unpleasant, mirthless film is that it's photographed by Anthony Richmond, which I don't know if that's like a well known, but
I don't know.
yeah, that might
Maybe
not give you.
he's a famous director of photography. Maybe he didn't ring a bell for me.
Yeah, let's see.
Is it like the Ridiculous Six?
No.
Okay.
Oh, here you go. There's a review that's only 2 words, but could give it away though. I don't know. Should I do it?
I
Uh,
have no clue so far, so I don't know.
uh, Here you go. No, I'll skip that one because it's too obvious. But but here another reviewer says there's a great Office Space style satire to be made about but this type of place, which I'm not going to reveal it, but screwing their working poor employees, but Hollywood studios covet DVD rack space at those same stores.
Is it
So
Waiting?
no, it's not that. I'll give you one more. Let's see.
Um. Huh.
Let's see. Yeah. Here you go. It says refuses to go beyond shallow observations and silly slapstick, making for an ordinary outing that when that should not be the case. So for this one, I can give you the year if you want.
Yeah,
It's kind of
I'm
a
lost.
little obscure.
I'm totally lost on
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. A lot of slapsticky kind of stuff. One said toilet humor or something like
Yeah.
that. but
It
the
all
year's
kind of seems
2000.
like there should be a better movie in there somewhere about the topic. Is what it seems
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
that's from 2006.
All
So
right. Um.
you want the
I don't
cast?
know. Yeah. No. I'm lost right now.
Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, all right, we'll start with who's popular, which I'm okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I was like, I wonder who they're gonna put at the top. Okay. Okay. Wow. I thought this movie had a bigger cast than that, but I'm gonna have to fly through some of these lesser known people.
Okay.
um. Yeah. Ooh. Woof. I'm gonna have to go by the credit order because it's not. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have to do credit order because it was like not showing a bunch of the main people. Okay. Yeah. This is way better. Okay.
Okay. So just scroll down 10 or 12 or whatever, something like that.
Victor Izay was spelled Izay.
Yeah, it doesn't help
Victor
me.
Izay. Then there's Barbara Dodd. I don't know.
Nope.
Sean Whalen.
All right, hang on. Sean Whalen is.
If you know who that is.
Yeah, I know who that is. I
Okay.
met him at a convention.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I can't think of many comedies he was in. Is it one of your favorites? Is it Employee of the Month?
Yes, it's Employee of the Month. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yep.
All right. I didn't know
Yes.
Sean Whalen was in that movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I started thinking about more workplace comedy kind of things. So I was trying to think, and then an Employee of the Month just hit me. So, so what does it go into? Like Harlan Williams and shit, like pretty soon,
Yeah.
or
It goes into Harlan Williams. It goes into Danny Woodburn.
okay.
Marcelo Thedford. I don't know. Efren
Well,
Ramirez.
Sean
Brian
Whalen, I got him to sign. He's in Twister. I got him to sign my
Oh, yeah.
Twister Blu-ray. He's in The People Under the Stairs. He's in.
Okay.
He's a very unique looking character actor. I met him at a convention, so I knew who Sean Whalen is, but I didn't know he was
in the movie.
Month,
He plays the boss's sidekick guy or something.
Okay, sounds right.
But then you have Brian George from Seinfeld, like the Babu guy from Seinfeld.
Okay.
You have Tim Bagley, Andy Dick, Dax Shepard, Jessica Simpson, and Dane Cook.
There you go.
But
okay,
but the thing with all those though, for the upcoming, those are all movies that are in my top 128 that'll be coming up. So.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I was like, I wasn't sensing much of a theme, but give me credit. I did not give up on any of them. I hit them all pretty within reason. So okay,
yeah,
all right.
Pretty quickly. You got just from like the headlines that I gave you.
yeah, I didn't even need a year for some. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a good time. So yeah, we'll call it there. We'll get some sleep. So it's very late. So
yeah, it's almost 2:30 in the morning here. Again, luckily I'm on vacation right now, so it's okay. I do not have to work tomorrow.
Well, it's actually finally Monday for me. So
yeah, that's right. You're after midnight.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up.
Yes. Let's see. So yeah, not really sure 100% when the next one will be. For right now, we're just kind of doing the podcast kind of impromptu, which I kind of like kind of having just like 2 set shows. So we usually film Tuesdays and Fridays, and then just having kind of one that's up in the air. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're definitely gonna want to hit the little bell notification because that definitely helps so you can be aware of stuff like this. So yeah, but yeah, we'll just do some quick little plugs. If you have anything that you want to plug or anything else.
I'll just mention a couple other shows. So me and Jacob Barber on this channel just did a podcast about movies a couple of days ago. So maybe I'll throw that up. I didn't throw the replay up in the Shimon Friends and Family group. I'll probably do that tomorrow, and throw the link to that. But we did. We ranked each other's top 10s. So that was fun. So I took his top 10 movies and ranked them where I would rank them, and he took my top 10 movies and ranked them where he would rank them. But we got to talk about a lot of different movies because they were very different lists. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, this week we'll be doing, probably on Saturday, we'll be talking about the Godfather franchise because it's celebrating the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. So we'll be talking about the trilogy. So yeah, we'll be doing that on Saturday, and we'll dive in. So maybe we can help illustrate to Jordan why they're great, and why they're awesome, and we'll talk about them. Maybe we'll give you a better appreciation for them at some point on a rewatch or something. So
yeah, I don't think that they're terrible. Like I understand why they're iconic, but just find them kind of long and boring, kind of.
Well, I mean, to me, I will say this: the first 2 or 3 times I saw them years ago, I would have kind of agreed, but as I've watched it more and more, I've realized like kind of how great the pacing of the story is, and then the revelations and stuff and twists and turns it takes. So it took me a little while, but I came around to it really hard. Like when it hit, it really hit. So I will say that. But it'll grow on you eventually.
But funny enough, like I'm not a big Al Pacino guy. Like I'm just not a huge fan. But actually, maybe my favorite Al Pacino movie might be The Godfather 2, though, because he's actually like really good.
He's great.
That, so.
Yeah. So I'll just plug that, and then yeah, like I said, me and on Let's Rank Stuff, Henry Confidential, will be doing Paul Thomas Anderson movies to kind of tie in with the, because he was nominated for Licorice Pizza on the Oscars. So we're doing his movies. So his movies have had a lot of Oscar nominations over the years. So it kind of ties in. So we're doing that on Wednesday.
We'll have to tune in to find out what your thoughts were about Licorice Pizza. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I was gonna go to the theater today. That's why I was telling you I was gonna go to the theater, because it was like the last showtime, because they were re-releasing some of the Best Picture ones. But I didn't realize it. Like I think last week it finally dropped for rental, like on digital, so I can rent it on Vudu, so I don't have to go to the theater. So I'm gonna rent it probably tomorrow or the next day. So and check it out.
And I'm actually kind of curious where Henry's going to rank it, because I remember after he saw it, he said that it was good, but it wasn't his favorite.
I thought I remember him dropping a comment saying I didn't care for it or something on somebody's thing. So it might be low. It might be lower on his list. But I know. But Indy versus Mummy was kind of more for me, because I'm a bigger fan of those franchises than he was, and PTA is like one of his favorite directors. So this episode's like more of a him episode. So I like some of the movies, but I'm not over the moon about a lot of them, so it'll be a good discussion.
Yeah. Well, sounds good, and you can find this on all the socials at Movie Hero 2121. And if you have any ideas for any future tier ranker fights or a tournament fight, you can either DM me or you can email us at
or if there's any topics,
other
topics you want us to cover on the podcast, like movie related, like maybe something, some subgenre or some topic or whatever, like we can do that too, because like this is more of a loose, like we can talk about whatever. It doesn't have to be like a certain theme thing, so yeah, definitely.
I talk about anything. Like if there's something you always like to know about us, you want to submit a question, we'll answer it on the podcast. I mean,
for sure.
So but just a couple upcoming shows that we have coming up. So on Tuesday night, we have a tournament fight for best video game movies. We had to do it as a tournament fight because there might not be hardly any S tiers there. So,
yeah, I mean, we may like some of them, but I don't even, 95 Mortal Kombat is not an S tier movie, but we do like it. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
so,
even some of the better ones like Sonic or like Detective Pikachu, they're not S tiers. So
but we'll do a tournament and see which comes out on top, because that'll at least be interesting. See who takes the cake.
But then on Friday we have
Thursday.
Or Thursday, So
we changed it to Thursday. So Thursday tier ranker.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. So we doing that episode. It's going to be our best combat sports movie. So we're doing that just before WrestleMania. So you can watch for that, because the top 10 will be in our comedy championship coming up, because that's the last series that we have, and then we'll be doing our comedy championship. So
a sports championship. Because we already did our comedy. Yeah, we did our comedy championships. We'll be. Well, that one will be. That one will be a little different. Instead of 50, it'll be 60, because I think we had 6 total sports topic things. Top 10s. So that one will be 60, but it'll still be a tier ranker, and we'll determine the 10 best of the sports movies in general. So the 10 best actual sports movies of all time. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah. And then we're also doing best tag team wrestlers. So that'll be also to coincide with WrestleMania. So they'll be the best professional tag team wrestlers.
So for that one, Jordan's going to help us put the actual bracket together, and then I'm kind of going to be hosting it with Jacob, sort of running the technical board that night, and then we'll have some of our community guys who are big wrestling fans, Richie and Jordan Owens, and we've got Steve Mesa as well. So they're all big wrestling fans, so we'll be doing that one, because Jordan's more of just a casual wrestling fan for a little bit. Yeah.
asked me to name my favorite tag team duos of all time. The Road Warriors. And
That's it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's like
I
I
will
don't really
say,
know
hey,
very many.
they're in the tournament and they could be a heavy favorite to make it at least in the Elite Eight. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, I finished that list, so I'll be shooting that to you. But yeah, so that'll be fun for wrestling fans. Anybody who's into wrestling watching that one.
It could be a part of like best like if we were to name our like dream tag teams, I could do that. So I know all the wrestlers individually. I just don't know them by their tag team name.
Right.
So yeah.
All right.
If we ever did that, then I could do that. But then we also have coming up. We have best
80 sitcoms on the 8th. Yeah.
Yep. So that one's coming up. Then we also have our best One Crazy Day / Night Championship. That'll be Tuesday, April 12th. So that's coming up. Then we also have the next in our Oscars series, and we're trying to decide how we're going to do it because we have 1977 to 1989, but we're going through the list, and there's all these Oscar movies that like most people haven't ever heard of. So we may be doing like maybe a best of. We'll kind of see how it goes. Right?
Maybe we can do a small half bracket with the 32 most popular out of those. Like we'll see. Maybe we'll do like a half bracket. We'll see. We'll decide. We'll put it to a vote.
Because we need some shorter content on this channel, so yeah, right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but then just to name one other one, we have also our rom-com championship coming up in April. That's on April 19th. So yeah, that'll just be a little preview of what we have coming up. So yeah, but that'll do it for Podcast League now. So until next time. I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson. He has been Austin Pez Howell, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.